Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers comprehensive auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus, benefits like 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim, through the repair process, to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for your fast free quote today. That's EnduranceWarranty.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers comprehensive auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus, benefits like 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim, through the repair process, to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for your fast free quote today. That's EnduranceWarranty.com.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Warning, the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, kiddies. This is yours duly, John Kassir, the voice of The Crypt Keeper. And you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I'm here with Captain Below and Rob Humphrey. What's happening, guys?
Hello.
I am here with an attitude of gratitude. How you doing?
Cat, what does that even mean?
I thought that was going to be like a southern thing, and I'm not sure that it is.
No, I heard it somewhere. I don't remember where, and I was like, I like that. I want to use it.
Nice.
That's my new thing now. An attitude of gratitude.
It sounds dumb. I don't like it at all.
See, this is why it's hard to lift people up around you, Mikey.
I'm sure you've tried hard. I'm not getting into it with you. Here we are. We're back again. We have a very interesting pick. Okay, we have an interesting
three-way horror court.
Boom. There it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna horror court Mikey first, I think.
Okay.
I said that I was not taking any blame for this one. I had fond memories of this movie. They were crushed. I don't want to take any blame for this. And he immediately said he was going to take me to horror court.
Yes.
Preemptive horror court. I already had a bad day.
Well, it's about to get worse. I had a bad day too. Here we are. This may be the first three-way horror court.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what the fuck I'm involved in.
You suggested this movie in the first place. If I had not thought of this movie as an option, I never would have had to revisit it. I would never know that it sucked. I could have just lived in blissful ignorance.
No, I did not suggest this movie.
You did. It was on the list.
All right. So, okay. All right. Here's what happened.
What had happened was
in our group chat, Mikey said we somehow came to the determination that we needed to do a holiday movie, like a Christmas horror movie. Mm-hmm. And then I believe it was Mikey, well, it may have been Kat, but one of y'all
Y'all
said,
wow.
one of y'all said, one of Ewans,
Utes.
yeah, said, I can't think of one. And so I was like, what do you mean you can't think of one? There's a million. So I just Googled Christmas horror movies, and I just typed out an obnoxiously long list of all the ones that came up, just a bunch of them. This happened to be one of them. I had never seen this movie before. I was not suggesting it in any way. It was just one that was on a gigantic list.
Okay. Let me backtrack even further than that. All right? Obviously, everybody listening right now, this has been argued about already. None of us could wait to get it out publicly. So here we are.
Yeah.
Before that even, we had decided, not that we had announced that yet, but, we had decided that we're going to pick a holiday movie, and then next week is the Patreon pick, as it is every month. And we're going to urge, we can't tell the patrons what to pick, but we're going to urge they put up their favorite holiday movies. And, we see who can pick the better movie, the better holiday movie. That's what this episode of next week we're going to be billed as.
Okay, let me back up a little bit further than that, though, because I was drinking expired Chianti, and that was not the impression that I had of what was going on.
It wasn't. We had decided this on it. It wasn't. But that's kind of what it turned into.
I had thought that we were letting the patrons pick our one holiday movie this week, which was the mindset that I went into this conversation with. I was very confused as to why we were picking a holiday movie because I thought it was the patron's job. I was a little bit hungover, and I missed the beginning of the conversation because I didn't know that Mikey couldn't think of any holiday horror movies.
Okay, so
that's why I sent a long ass list because he couldn't think any.
I thought you were just ignoring me when I was agreeing with them. What I thought was going on.
And
you
then, at some point, Mikey said, "Lake Alice sounds good." Boom! That's how we got here.
Well, no, now wait a minute.
I did. Lake Alice was at the bottom of my list. I had 5 picks. My first pick was Inside, which I maintain is the movie that we should have watched this week because it's amazing, and apparently we're competing with patrons, and now we're going to lose. I maintain that Inside would have been the correct
Spoiler
pick.
alert, I never lose. It's perfect.
Oh, God.
No, you guys are on the winning side this time.
We all lost.
Yeah.
we watched this. And then I picked 3 other horror movies. Lake Alice was at the bottom of my list. It was just there to round it out to 5. Because again, I had fond memories of it. I had one fond memory of this movie that's going to be forever ruined because I had to rewatch it because Mikey didn't want to watch Inside. Mikey's afraid of subtitles, and now we all have to suffer.
Yeah, okay. And that is all true. That is all true. I wouldn't use the word afraid, but I see what Kat's getting at. Rob's list. Now, everybody listening, apparently they have to be the judges because we're all 3 going at it.
We're all mad.
Yeah. Rob did give a list. Leah. Rob did give a list of holiday movies. I didn't know he Googled them, but he gave a list. Secret Santa sounds like a Rob and Cat movie. I didn't want to do it.
Sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Right. No need to watch Secret Santa. Lake Alice was on the list. Ugly Sweater Party sounds like a shark movie.
That
sounds amazing.
That's why I didn't want to do it. Didn't even have to Google those 2, by the way. Jack Frost 2 was on Rob's list.
We absolutely should have watched Jack Frost.
Absolutely. The sequel to Kat's favorite movie of all time.
Absolute favorite movie of all time.
The Mutant Killer Snowman Goes to Hawaii. Why would we not be watching that?
So, there's 3. Not doing it. Advent Calendar.
A French-German masterpiece.
Seen that. that wasn't even really what turned me off on it. I Googled it. I looked at the IMDb. I seen the cover of the girl in the wheelchair and the blood on the wheels. It looked like something that, a Conjuring movie would do for a poster. So I was like, you know what? No, probably not. The last one on that list was Black Christmas 2019. No.
Yeah, we weren't going to do that.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Well, it was on the list.
I didn't send more than that.
That was it.
Really? I thought I sent a lot more than that for some reason. Because a lot came up when I Googled.
Kat narrowed the list down to Inside, which I had never seen, to be fair. I didn't know anything about Inside. Advent calendar, that's what made me Google it. Didn't look appetizing. She also threw out there Jack Frost 2.
Yeah.
Already said no. Lake Alice. Now, I Googled Lake Alice.
Oh, did I not? Okay.
What?
I had also meant, I guess I didn't, I'm scrolling through also, it's not on there. I was pretty tired when I sent that. I had also meant to put Black Christmas, not the 2019 one though. I did think it would be very funny since last year we watched the good Black Christmas. I thought it would be very funny this year to watch the 2006 Black Christmas. Although that would have put us in an uncomfortable position next year, because then we would feel pressured to watch the 2019 Black Christmas. But I had meant for that one also to be on my list.
Yeah, Kat you did throw on there after that message you threw out there Black Christmas 2006. Okay. I would rather not watch that. But I Googled Lake Alice, and the description of this movie is the Thomas family goes out to their cabin in the woods to celebrate Christmas together with their daughter and her boyfriend, but their first Christmas together may be their last. It's like, holy shit, that sounds pretty. That's right up my fucking alley. The picture's got a cabin with red windows and a dude with a mask and a hood and a knife. All for it. Let's go. Slasher holiday movie? I'm in.
Yep.
Woo, was I misled?
Yeah. So, first of all, I think we can all agree I'm innocent. I did nothing wrong here.
You gave it first.
Secondly, I had also earlier, prior to this, like way back, I had thrown out Nutcracker Massacre and The Killing Tree.
And Weredeer.
And Weredeer, yeah. And so there were options. That's all I'm saying.
No, those are all no's. All three of them are shark movies and no.
There's not a single shark in any of those movies.
There don't have to be. We've been over this.
And you also already vetoed Santa Jaws, which I think is where a big part of the problem comes in.
That is part of the problem.
Kat, your only hope is for the patrons to make me watch that. And you've already started your campaign, which I don't enjoy. Yeah, so my I guess it's not a plea. I don't know what we would call it in court terms, but my stance is that it's Rob's fault for giving the movie in the first place, whether he knew what it was or not. He irresponsibly suggested the movie, and Kat she gave her revised list, and it was on there.
I will say, Kat, of the three of us, you're the only one who'd actually seen it before.
So let's talk about me watching this, because I used to work for the Dead Walk Online, and every year they did like a holiday streaming guide. And it was my year to do the holiday streaming guide, and nothing was streaming. Black Christmas wasn't streaming that year. The 2006 Black Christmas was like on HBO or some shit, but like they didn't have the original Black Christmas anywhere. They didn't have like anything, and I broke it up as we did at the time. We broke it up by like streaming service, and then like what you could watch there. So I had to cover a whole bunch of stuff. Across all of them, there was like an okay-ish selection, but like there were some that barely had anything. And I was digging up like bottom of the barrel films at this point, right? I can't even tell you how many times I had to recommend Red Christmas, because it was like the best thing that I was finding on a lot of these. And the best part of Red Christmas is the cast. The plot makes no goddamn sense. But it was like, and I was looking for anything. That was when I found my favorite movie, Jack Frost, is when I watched Jack Frost 2. But like, they were so few and far between, and I was trying to find anything, and it was getting down to the dregs, and I was watching stuff like a bunch of really low budget B movies. I was watching Silent Night, Deadly Night sequels. I was trying to find anything that was holiday related, and then I came across Lake Alice, which had a plot, it had a cast, it had a higher budget than anything I had seen. I spent like 2 full weeks watching bad Christmas movies, and Lake Alice was like a shining beacon at the end of it all, and it was streaming on like 5 out of 6 services that I was supposed to be finding stuff for. It was a fucking godsend. It was like the last minute 11th hour, here you go, free pass. And I remember loving, I remember being so relieved. I remember liking it so much. We have a much better selection of holiday movies than even like a few years ago. And in a way, I'm grateful, you know. I've gotten to see Christmas Bloody Christmas this year. I get to watch Advent Calendar. I get to watch Inside because I'm not afraid of subtitles. But yeah, rewatching this in the glorious year of 2022. I wish I had not done that. I wish Mikey hadn't made me do that.
I didn't make anybody do anything here.
You are the one who said that we should do Lake Alice or Alice Lake or whatever the fuck it's called.
I did pick it ultimately from the list I was given, which was filled with Jack Frost 2 and all the
great movie,
Ugly Sweater Party or whatever the fuck. This is what I was led to believe. They forced my hand. I mean, guys, they asked me, and I picked the slasher movie.
No, I chose really good movies.
I don't
look what you did.
I don't know.
This was the one that I had. This was the only one that I haven't rewatched. I didn't rewatch it until yesterday, which I'm not real thrilled about having done. But it's on there with really solid choices. Jack Frost 2.
That's not a solid choice.
We could have picked Christmas Evil. I like that one. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
We could have watched Christmas Bloody Christmas. But Mikey went on this whole thing when we did Hellraiser 2022 about how we've already watched too many modern horror films for this year.
Yeah.
Well, what we should have did, and I'm just thinking of it now.
Well, a lot of help that is.
It should have been Better Watch Out.
Better Watch Out is great.
It's a phenomenal. It's been done on the show before. But it was a very long time ago, and I would have loved to rewatch that. And I bet the patrons couldn't have beat it unless they picked Black Christmas. And we fucking did Lake Alice instead.
Deadly Games also.
No.
Why are you guys thinking of these movies now?
I don't like Deadly Games.
Deadly Games is so good.
Oh, it sucks.
It's amazing.
And it's subtitled, so Mikey wouldn't understand it.
Ow. Watch one movie without fucking. Well, I did it twice, I guess. But all right, look, okay. The listeners are going to have to let us know who is to blame and the verdict of this three-way horror court first time ever. But I will say this: I feel bad for spoiling because now everybody knows.
Yeah, everyone knows what we're getting into.
We usually try to poker face until we talk about the movie. But I will say this: I do have a lot to say.
All right,
I do. So I'm actually.
Who knows? Maybe I'll surprise you guys.
You wouldn't surprise me. It would not be a surprise to me.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I do have a lot to say. I've actually been looking forward to talking about this movie. So we'll get there.
Right.
We have a packed show this week. We just had a three-way horror court. We have Greg's Hot Take Corner.
Ugh.
We have news. We have a lot to talk about. News.
A lot, huh?
A lot. I got shit to say.
Yeah. I real quick before we get into all that, my whole thing. I first of all, I had a couple of things I wanted to get off my chest. One is just sort of an update on how I'm acclimating here to my new home.
Oh yeah, how are you doing?
This week, my new coworkers found out what happens when Rob goes into the bathroom.
Oh no.
So that was I don't know exactly what the outcome was. I just know that I happened to walk past the bathroom and all I could smell was air freshener. So somebody walked in after me.
You had said that before.
That's good.
That you don't give a fuck. You will do it.
Yeah, it's good that they are aware now. They see me coming out. You might want to steer clear of that hallway for a little bit.
You don't feel bad for doing that?
I mean, they were going to learn eventually, right?
But you don't feel like you have no shame of it at all?
It's a bathroom. That's what it's there for.
But you're not supposed to do that. When I have to go to the bathroom, I have to. It's everybody knows it's got to be coming out for me to have to do it. But if I do it, I poop and flush immediately.
Oh, well, I mean, I flush. Damn, man. I don't leave it like sitting there.
No, I mean, I hit the button to flush immediately.
Yeah. All right. Well, So anyway, that happened this week, and at least one person I work with figured that out. Because I was walking down the hall outside the bathroom, like, damn, my eyes are burning. Oh shit, that's air freshener. Somebody must have gone in there.
They know you got a dirty ass.
Yeah. And then the second thing is, I listened back to last week's episode, and I believe at some point in the episode I called you guys simpletons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple times, I think.
And I want to apologize for that. The problem is you're so goddamn dumb that I can't. I just cannot believe what you idiots did to that movie.
Oh, last week was Hereditary.
Yeah.
It's like, what did I even do?
Yeah. So, but I thought about it, and I thought maybe I wanted to apologize, but I fucking can't.
That's good, because I'm about to double down.
Okay, good.
Last week after the Hereditary episode, we went to record This Horror Life,
Mm-hmm.
and Ghost in the chat backed me up, and I just want that on record.
You're the only one that feels this way, Rob.
Ghost, yeah, that's now 3 against 1.
It's okay.
Ghost said not only could I have changed my score to be lower, I should have. Ghost thinks I went too high.
I am oftentimes the only one who's correct. It's fine.
Yeah, what did Greg say, Rob? Because he chimed. Did he like it?
Oh, Greg does not like Hereditary now.
Even Greg got this one right.
Yeah.
You guys are on Greg's side, so, and we're about to hear some of his hot takes, and that's the side you're on.
That's a strong argument there, Rob.
That is the side that you're on. So, anyway, I just wanted to get a couple of house cleaning things out. Breaking in the new coworkers.
To your ass.
Yeah, they're learning the lesson that many have learned before them, and I almost want to apologize, but he's fucking stupid. I don't know.
So instead of apologizing, you landed on the side of not apologizing and furthermore calling us stupid and dumb.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Because last week it was simpletons and impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking impossible, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. I'm trying to conduct myself with more Southern decorum, but it's not working.
Lifting us up.
Yeah.
I also.
Y'all.
He did say y'all. I also have a quick horror court. I promise I won't get into the whole thing again, but horror court to Rotten Tomatoes and to Twitter and to several people that I talked to privately, including Miki. The whole horror community is guilty until proven innocent on this one. I finally saw Bones and All, and it is not a horror movie, and anyone that led me to believe it is on my list.
I believe it is a horror movie.
It is
I
not
also
a horror
watched it
movie.
this week.
It is as much of a horror movie as The Shape of Water. So,
Damn.
Joe Bob, you're also on my list.
Horrorcore for Joe Bob.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie, and it's not bad. It's not as good as everybody was saying it was, but I think it's a horror movie.
IMDb lists it as a drama romance. That is correct.
Right, but we often talk about how wrong IMDb is.
You
are aligning yourself with people who are always wrong and trying to use their opinions as facts.
That's unfair.
Cat.
We have mentioned that Rotten Tomatoes is wrong way more than IMDb has been wrong.
Well, it doesn't matter. We've still talked about how wrong they can be.
A
you
stop
guys,
clock
man.
is right twice a day. It's
Yes.
true about IMDb. It's true about Greg.
There you go, Kat. Nice.
You know who's never right?
You. Yeah, you fucked that one up, didn't you, buddy?
No, the correct answer was Leah. You fucked up my bit.
Oh, I thought you meant to say wrong. Well, leave Leah alone. You good. I'm glad. Yeah.
So anyway, you're all guilty.
Fair. All right, let's get into drink roll call real quick.
Oh, yay.
I am drinking. Remember I had that pink lemonade Smirnoff vodka, Rob?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll never forget.
I still have some left. So I poured that into a cup with some ice and some Sunny D. So I am drinking pink lemonade vodka in Sunny D, Rob.
That sounds fucking awful, first of all. It just sounds gross.
I'll be honest, when I was looking, I'm out of shit to drink, to be honest. And that pink lemonade vodka was in the back of my fridge. Oh shit, I forgot about that. That'll annoy Rob. I'm like, well, what do I put it in? I seen the Sunny D. I said, oh. And as I was pouring it, I was like, this might be bad. And I'm gonna be honest, it's fucking delicious.
Really? It sounds all right. First of all, it sounds terrible. But if it's good, it's good. I don't know. Weird shit can be good sometimes. We cannot have this discussion about how you're a grown man. I mean, we just can't. We've been over this. You're not listening. This sounds like the drink that a pedophile gives a child. It's terrible.
What?
Wow.
That's not nice. It is. I doubled down for myself, Domi, and all the other pink lemonaders around the world, and everyone else who liked Sunny D.
And look, and to clarify, I'm not calling Mikey a pedophile. I'm just saying that sounds like the drink that a pedophile would give a child.
Pedophiles don't give children vodka.
I think they do. Sometimes.
I don't know what they
pink
do.
lemonade flavored.
Yeah, I mean, if it's pink lemonade fucking vodka, why not?
I don't know what fucking pedophiles do. All I know is it's fucking delicious. It started off just to annoy Rob, and I was going to push through. It's really good. So
you know what? And I don't do this often, but I am going to compliment you on that, Mikey, because that's commitment to the bit.
Yeah,
I appreciate
I'm
that.
kind of impressed.
I do appreciate that because even I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't push through a terrible fucking drink just to make a point. But you, my friend,
here I am.
That's good. That's good.
I like to think that I would, but I've never done it, and I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't.
I turned nothing into something this week, so I'm proud of this one.
Good job.
What about you guys? You topping it?
Cat, where you at?
I am drinking Festivus beer.
Is it expired?
It is not expired.
Okay.
What
as far
is
as
Festivus beer?
It is it's it's pretty much a joke beer. It tastes fine, I guess, but it is it's for the Festivus holiday from Seinfeld.
Right.
Holiday for the rest of us.
Does it taste like fucking candy canes or anything?
No, it
just regular
tastes
beer.
like beer. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
It's light. It's kind of tasty. It was not worth what I paid for it, but it's one of those commodity beers. You pretty much get it for the can, I think.
Yeah. There used to be this beer I'd buy every once in a while that wasn't any better than any like Bud or Bud Light or whatever. Yeah. But it had a label that if you peeled it off, there was a picture of a topless woman under it. So I'd buy that every once in a while. It was like twice the price, but boobs.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Dude, there ain't nothing better than boobs and beer. Perfect combination.
A good pairing.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Rob?
So I am drinking Liquid Death.
Oh.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't find the liquor store yet, huh?
No, I actually know exactly. You know, it's funny. I did find the liquor store. I finally Googled that
That's
motherfucker.
where he bought the Liquid Death.
And it's right by the fucking store I've been going to the whole time. I just didn't see it. Because it's like a fucking strip mall, one of those big parking lots, There's a fucking liquor store right there. And I wanted to go over there today and get something. And but I was waiting on a couch to be delivered. And you don't even want to get me started on the saga that is the delivery of the couch. But yeah, it was supposed to be here last Saturday. And so I waited around all day and it didn't show up. And so then I called him on Sunday and the guy's like, no, we got you scheduled for today. Okay. So I waited around all last Sunday and it didn't show up. So when I called him back, the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, my driver called out sick. And then on Wednesday, he calls me and he's like, I'm getting ready to head your way. I'll be there at like 2:00. I'm like, dude, I'm at fucking work. Fucking Wednesday at 2:00. Like I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
So then they rescheduled it for today, and I waited around forever and finally called them, and it's so long. The guy's like, oh, we went the wrong way. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean you went the wrong way?
Turn your ass around, get the fuck over
That's
here.
what they had to do. That's what they had to do.
That's usually what happens when you go the wrong way. That's all I'm waiting for. Come on. Damn.
But so anyway, it took pretty much me waiting around. I thought it was going to be here at like 2 p.m, and it didn't get here until almost 8:00. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. But the saga of the couch. But so I had to wait though. And then I was doing some other shit, and I just didn't have time to get over to the liquor store. So I'm drinking Liquid Death.
I feel bad for that couch.
Why?
It's gonna have your ass on it and everything. Like,
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh, all right. So that's what we're drinking.
I think I might have some Bud Light left. I mean, not enough to get drunk or anything, but it's Bud Light. What do you expect?
You got Bud Light drunk last week. You only get one out of a
Yeah.
pack, apparently.
Yeah, you get a case, you're only going to get drunk once, no matter what you do.
Bud Light drunk.
Yeah.
All right. We mentioned Greg already.
Yeah.
So I believe it's time for Greg's Hot Take Corner. This is Camp Counselor Greg, Camp Springwood on Twitter, at Darth Gregor on TikTok. There's a weekly horror live show, talks about horror movies, watches horror movies, all that stuff. This is a segment where he calls in once a month about and hits us with his hot takes, and we will discuss them. If you would like to leave a voicemail for the show, you can do so by calling 917-397-KILL. That's 917-397-5455.
Trace the call. It's coming from inside the house.
Anything show-related, horror-related you want to get off your chest, discuss, we will play it and discuss it like you're about to hear now. Hopefully, it won't be as painful as what we're about to hear and endure. So, you guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right.
Hello, Michael. Hello, Robert. Hello, Kat. It is I, Darth Gregor, back with another set of horror movie hot takes. But before I get to that, I just want to say, no, I don't care how much money Terrifier 2 makes, because all it proves to me is how stupid some horror movie fans are. That being said, here are my horror movie hot takes this time around.
Goddamn.
Black Christmas 2019 had more likable characters than Trashifier 2. Thanksgiving 3 had a better plot than Trashifier 2. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master, had better kills than Trashifier 2. And Stitches is a better clown than Art.
The last one?
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we've heard this one.
Oh, God, and it was still hurting the way it did.
I was ready to fight over 2019 Black Christmas. I got so distracted. 2019 Black Christmas has better tropes, maybe, than likable characters in Terrifier 2, but each one has like one thing. It's like, oh, here's the Jewish kid, like the Jewish kid, and it's like, but what kind of person is she? And it's like, fuck you, don't ask us that. God damn it.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can get how the fuck did...
I don't have a problem with anything you said.
Dreams.
What do you mean, Rob?
Well, I said it. I don't have a problem with anything you said. Good job, Greg.
God damn it. 2019 Black Christmas, you're not going to fight about that one?
Come on. Don't be a...
All right, yeah, all right. You know what? You're right. Maybe I'll fight him on that one, because I don't remember any of the characters from 2019 Black Christmas.
But you're going to remember Sienna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sienna, while I'm doing this, I think I got it. So I'm just downloading it, getting it ready. Rob, you got it. Let's see if you'll give it this.
So wait, that was an old one?
That was an old voice. That was the one from when you were moving.
What is going on with this show?
My bad.
Everything's going to shit.
Well, it's already been here, but welcome to the show.
Is Leah in charge of the voicemails too?
Yes.
Mike.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. Don't throw Leah under the bus.
The song for Killer Beats she picked was so bad.
It was fucking bad.
Damn it, Leah. All right. Okay, before I got the right voicemail this time. I think. Before we get there though, Rob, Sienna. She's the best final girl we've gotten in a long time. True or false?
Oh, well, hang on.
She's up there. I'm not saying the best. She's one of the best.
Okay.
Top.
Okay.
I mean, Maxine's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. But she's up. She's top 3 in a long time, man. At least, right?
Well, you got the girl from Five Cream,
and the other girl from Five Cream.
I'd put Sienna over both of them.
What?
Just
over
Final
Mindy?
Girl? Yeah. Well, Mindy, she's not really a main character. Final.
But she's
that's true. There's not really a final girl in Five
right?
Cream.
I'd put him over both. I would put him over Mindy only because Mindy didn't get. Sienna was on screen a lot.
Okay, but what
I
about
mean,
Maxine?
you probably got a point, Mikey. I can't think of other ones that are better than her that'll come out recently.
Maxine's a
Maxine.
battle cat. Yeah,
I mean,
I'll give you
Maxine.
that.
But
That's
still,
arguable,
your
yeah.
point stands. She's
up
right
there.
up
Yeah,
there.
she
Yeah.
top 3, I think.
Yeah, and
Sure.
it could be argued that Maxine's a villain more than anything else.
Oh.
I mean, Maxine's a really shitty person.
Either way, yeah, I fully
She's
admit
a-
that's an argument. Yeah, but like I said, she fucking phenomenal, Sienna, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good character.
all right.
Stupid
So
movie.
here's Greg's freaking voicemail.
Hello, Michael. Hello, Robert. Hello, Kat.
Aggressive.
It is I, Darth Gregor, back with another set of hot takes. But first and foremost, I do want to say, for Rob and Kat, Merry Christmas. For you, Mike, Buon Natale.
Son of
Anyway,
a bitch.
getting back to the hot takes, here we go. The Faculty is better than Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Sinister is better than Insidious.
Hmm.
Scream is not a top 20 horror movie of 2022.
Oh.
And X is not a top 10 horror movie of 2022. Thank you.
Ooh.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
He pissed Cat off more than me.
Yeah. And he even said that the magic words or whatever he said to you.
Motherfucker. Yeah, Greg, ass.
That was funny.
No
I
one.
agree with some of those takes, but
what was the first one?
the first one is that the Faculty is better than Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Not true.
Which here's the thing: critically, Invasion of the Body Snatchers is obviously the superior film, but I watch The Faculty more often, so I also am kind of implicated in this, I feel.
We're talking about the one with Donald Sutherland, right?
Yeah.
The Body Snatcher. Yeah, no, that's a better movie.
No, like, absolutely it's a better movie, but it's hard to be mad because I do watch The Faculty more.
I don't watch either one often.
I'm not gonna say it's not like I watch The Faculty like regularly.
I'm just saying, if presented with both movies, I would say 9 out of 10 times I would choose Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But I don't watch them often enough for that to. No, he's just wrong. The Faculty's not. Faculty is not a better movie than Invasion
It's
of the
not
Body
a better
Snatchers.
movie, but I'm not mad about it. Sinister, I think, probably is better than Insidious.
Yeah, I don't even think that's there's no question in my mind about that. Sinister's head and shoulders above Insidious. Insidious is terrible.
I haven't seen Insidious for a while.
Sinister's
so
not bad.
They
Sinister's
both
not
have
great.
their moments.
Do
but
not
I
watch
think
the Sinister
Sinister's
sequel, though.
Oh,
Holy shit.
God, no.
That's a piece of shit.
I might rather watch an Insidious sequel, to be honest.
But yeah, I agree with him on that. Sinister is a better movie.
It is, but again, they're both. I can't stand either one.
And I will say, because I've been working on my top 20 list, and this is spoiler free mostly. If anyone's looking forward to my official top 20 list, I've been talking about it for a while. I've been working on it
sleep
really
at night over it.
hard this week. I was really worried for a while that Five Cream was not going to make it. And one of the things that I did this last week was I rewatched Five Cream like as critically as I could to figure out. I actually moved it a little bit further up my list. It does make it. But it was like, I understand the fear because like when I had like my brainstorming sheet, there are like 40 movies on there, and it's like I was not sure about anything that wasn't in the top 10, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can understand thinking that Five Cream maybe doesn't make top 20 this year.
It's in my top 10.
No. Yeah, you can't. The cat. That's.
I get it. Like there was a lot of competition this year. I was worried about all kinds of stuff.
You know where I stand on that. That's craziness to me. Rob, you have it in your top 10?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Greg's out of
It'd
his
be
mind for
very
that.
funny if Rob had it higher than you.
No, he won't. I can tell you he won't. Man, fucking Greg, man. And the X is not a top.
That's
oh boy,
absurd. That's just an insane person talking.
Here's the thing. As wrong as Greg is about that, and as mad as I was initially, I actually saw someone's like they did instead of doing a best list, they did like a best worst list where they chose their top 5 best and worst films and just skipped all the middle stuff. And X was dead last. And I feel like I've been a little bit desensitized to X hate today because I got into it a little bit today already.
That's crazy. See,
apparently not everybody liked X.
Is Greg? Are you guys going to do that thing with Greg on this Hard Life?
Yeah.
Top 10? Okay, I can't wait for that even more now. If X isn't on there, what the fuck is before it? You know what I mean?
I know.
Apparently not 5 Cream.
Scream as well. Yeah, it was like Scream as well. Like, what the fuck do you put before Scream, man?
I hope that his number 1 pick is Smile.
It might be.
It very well could be.
It might be. It might be fucking Sharks of the Moon. Shark Side of the Moon, whatever the fuck that damn movie was.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Get it right, Mikey.
Oh,
Sharks of the Moon.
God damn it, I have to rearrange my whole list.
God damn it. X has been dethroned.
Yeah. Sorry, X.
Did you watch Shark Side of the Moon yet, Kat?
I did.
What'd you think?
Oh, I loved it.
Of course you did.
I will say, while I was watching it, because there was a lot of stuff in there that's like really slow, they give a lot of exposition when obviously I'm just there to see moon sharks.
Mm-hmm.
But the further away I get from having seen Shark Side of the Moon, the more I remember the moon sharks and nothing else, and it makes it a better and better movie.
That's fair.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I remembered you saying that, Rob. That's why
Yeah.
I'm glad I opened that box. We ready to get into the news?
Yeah. I do want to say real quick, I think after Greg says his name, when he says, it is I, Darth Gregor, there needs to be like a muahaha behind after that or something. You know what I mean?
Can we edit one in?
Yeah.
Can we get an evil laugh button for...
Of course. I don't have anything else to do. Sure.
No.
Why not? Yeah. I should add like the Star Wars theme.
Hello, Michael. Hello, Robert. Hello, Kat. It is I, Darth Gregor, back with another set of hot takes. But first and foremost, I do want to say, for Rob and Kat, Merry Christmas. For you, Mike, Buon Natale. Anyway, getting back to the hot takes, here we go. The faculty is better than invasion.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers comprehensive auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus, benefits like 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim, through the repair process, to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for your fast free quote today. That's EnduranceWarranty.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers comprehensive auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus, benefits like 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim, through the repair process, to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for your fast free quote today. That's EnduranceWarranty.com.
It's time to hump the news with Rob.
He's not a genius.
All right. News. God, fucking Greg, dude. I'm annoyed. I don't know what to do. Yellow Jackets, Rob. Yeah, there's a season 3. Showtime has already given the series a renewal. Apparently, they did so early. I don't know how into Yellow Jackets you guys were, but I just wanted to bring it up because Rob says, "Damn."
Yeah, yeah. I loved it. I can't wait for season 2. Looking forward to it. Season 3. Well, it's great. It's a fantastic show.
Kat, did you
If I ever get Showtime, I'll
That's fair.
I'll catch up.
I haven't seen Yellow Jackets. Might watch it for the damn.
What's there?
The Exorcist reboot. Apparently, production has been put on hold.
Good.
Looking to jump back into it early next year.
Leave it on hold. We don't need this. We don't. I
agree.
I don't want to be mad at Blumhouse. I feel like Blumhouse and I are just kind of being friends again, and I don't want to have to be mad at them about The Exorcist. I don't need that.
Yeah, I will say that it is being directed by noted Charlestonian David Gordon Green.
I just don't want it.
Man,
I feel like best case scenario, it'll be okay, right? Like, it's not gonna be better than The Exorcist.
I don't know if it is a reboot or if it is no, it says here it's a sequel.
Yeah.
So he's doing that thing again where he's doing a direct sequel to the original.
Okay, but my point kind of
2018?
stands though. Is it going to do better?
Halloween 2018 was pretty damn good, Kat.
I know, I really liked it, but
Some crazy fucking idiot I know put it as #1 in the franchise.
But I just don't want that. Like, The Exorcist is not a thing that I need to see continued, you know?
I mean, look, it's knowing that it's a sequel and they're not fucking with the original, I'm less offended by it because the sequels already suck.
I will say that does make me feel a little bit better, because I did think it was a remake. But I don't... I also didn't want, and like Rob said, I didn't want the existing Exorcist sequels either.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
To be fair.
I mean, so it's not like they're going to ruin the legacy of Exorcist 2 The Heretic or whatever the fuck it's called.
The Exorcist is, and I say this all the time, but like, it would have been a perfect standalone. It would have been the master class in standalone horror films if it had been standalone. And I feel like this is doomed.
Yeah, I agree with it. He does have Ellen Burstyn coming back.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not excited.
I think Blumhouse is entering dangerous territory. Because, you know, they were doing their thing, and, you know, Blumhouse movies were always hit or miss, and they've been stepping it up as of the last few years, I admit fully. Then they got their hands on Halloween, and everyone loved it because 2018 was great, and then Kills was what it was, and everyone was like, holy shit, Michael Myers is whooping ass, and everyone was, you know, more or less, they tolerated it even if they didn't like it. Then this happened. It's like, man...
That's another fear that I have, because like 2018 Halloween was great, but like if the new Exorcist movie, if it's better than the original Exorcist, if they do the impossible a second time, we're gonna get more of them, and then eventually they're gonna start sucking again. Like we can't leave things alone in this day and age.
What are you saying about Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends?
They suck. They're bad. Especially Ends.
I don't.
Ends is a better movie than Five Cream.
Honestly, do you believe that?
Yeah, I think I do.
No. Act like we're not recording right now. Seriously, in all honesty,
under that assumption, I act differently when we're not recording than when we are.
But you're less likely to just full on troll me. Do you honestly believe that? Seriously,
like the anger in your voice is. I feel like I'm being bullied.
I'm being bullied. Seriously, do you believe that though?
That is not currently reflected in my rankings, no, but that it could change because Halloween Ends is pretty damn good.
Could change because you're spiteful.
If I watch it again, who knows? Plus, I'm reading the novelization, and it's really good.
That don't count.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in there that's not in the movie.
But this could suck too, and it's just like Blumhouse. I think they're getting carried away.
They're getting cocky.
They are very very,
and it makes me nervous.
They were cocky with Ends because whether you liked it or not, making that's a ballsy move to go that direction with fucking Michael Myers of all things.
Let's be honest. If they had done that with 2018, there would not have been 2 more movies. But they could do that with The Exorcist because now they think they're on a roll.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I love The Exorcist. It's a great movie. I'm not super worried about this because the sequels to The Exorcist are already so shitty that I'm just not going to get up in arms about it.
All right. I wish I would have saved this till later. I didn't know this discussion was going to be. All right. Good talk, guys. Kat, I bring this up because I wanted to ask you specifically.
Okay.
Stinger is a movie being produced by James Wan. James Wan, pretty big deal, or at least he was. And it's a horror series for Peacock, and it's based on a novel by a guy named Robert McCammon. Are you familiar with him and his work? And you're the book girl.
So I'm familiar with the name. I don't think I've read anything that he's written.
Okay.
I love that you just called her a book nerd.
I didn't say that.
That's what you meant, though.
It was implied.
That's what you heard. Yeah. But I don't know, James Wan. I mean, he's talk about falling from grace. Not that I ever thought he was up there in the first place, but you bring up his name and shit happens apparently, and here he is back again.
He's very hit or miss.
Yeah.
And there are more. We're past a point in James Wan's career where there are more misses than hits.
Yeah, but to Mikey's point, if you bring up his name, shit gets done because his movies make money no matter what.
Unfortunately. He is the best horror director that seems to not give one fuck about true horror movies ever. Like his all this fucking paranormal stuff I blame him for a lot of the shit that's done in paranormal movies now.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Fair.
That is fair. Yeah. By the way, Kat, did you notice David Gordon Green showing up in a rare acting turn in Bones and All?
I did not.
Yeah, I saw him and I was like, is that fucking... No, he doesn't act. And sure enough, he's in there.
Who was he?
He was one of the, remember they meet like those two hillbilly guys?
At the fire?
Yeah, he's wearing the Dokken t-shirt.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Rob, there's a horror movie coming out that's wrestling themed and called Dark Match.
I know, I cannot wait for this. It sounds amazing.
And it will be starring one Chris Jericho.
Yes, it will. The Ocho.
The Ayatollah of rock and roll himself. This is going to be bad, man.
I don't know, man. It might be awesome.
See, my thing, it's got to be bad. This has shark movie written all over it. But I will say this. Chris Jericho... He's very protective of himself and his, and his appearance and all that stuff. I don't know if he would sign on if he thought it was going to be bad. And he's had a pretty good nose for what's good.
I don't know. He's in Terrifier 2.
Further proving my point. He knew when to hop in. Yeah.
Yeah, please. You notice Art did one. Nothing to do with Jericho.
Art didn't even see Jericho.
Would have got that fucking Judas effect right in the goddamn chops and it'd have been over.
Maybe about 5-6 years ago, buddy.
And locked up in the lion tamer, Art have been tapping. Yeah, I did see this. It sounds incredible to me. I don't know whether it'll be any good or not. What I do know is I'll watch it when it comes out. It's I believe the plot is like a small-time wrestling company gets booked to do a show in some creepy town or something. I don't know. It sounds fun.
Pat, you've always eye rolled and done whatever else you were doing when we go on about wrestling. You gonna watch this?
Probably not.
Damn.
I don't want to say never, because it would not be the first time I saw a movie I thought I was never gonna watch on a
Me
streaming
too.
service late at night, and shit happens.
It just sounds like a lot of fun to me. I mean, especially if they cast other wrestlers in it, then you're talking about gold.
What if they cast actors though? Like wild concept.
That's not as fun.
Eh.
Of course, that's slanted by the fact that I just watched Santa's Sleigh for the first time today, starring WWE superstar Bill Goldberg, and it's incredible.
I don't want to watch
I hate
that.
to admit it, but it is kind of fun.
It's an awesome movie, Mikey.
Does he spear anybody?
Actually, he does spear a guy
Yeah.
through a deli counter.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah. Sounds glorious. All right. Well, that's worth mentioning. I knew Rob was going to be all over that. Next thing to bring up is the next Fear Street movie from Netflix is being directed by, I'm gonna fuck this up, Chloe Cole. I never fucking know the right way to say it. Akuno?
Oh yeah, you nailed it.
Okay, yeah, good. I knew I did.
Perfect.
It's another Fear Street movie. I'm down for that.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
I'll check it out.
I went through a thing earlier this year. I was a little bit, because I watched the first 2 Fear Streets, I think. And I was like, man, I was sleeping on Fear Street as a kid. And I went back and I got some of the early books, and man, the movies they're a lot better. And it kind of like, it made me sad.
Does the new one have a year?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just wondering, like, where it would be set.
Yeah, but apparently, the person who is, did I say director? Yeah, the director of this also handled VHS 99. So, whatever.
Oh, which I also finally saw this week.
Oh, I have not watched that yet
Did
because
you like it, Kat?
I hate the VHS movies.
Me too.
It is. I also don't like the VHS movies. This was the best one. It's
Okay.
a low bar, but it sailed right over it.
All right.
Like,
Yeah, that's one I need to check out before the end of the year. But, okay, we'll see. What I'm really hoping is that it's not Fear Street 1984 or something. Can we just not with the 80s right now?
Why not?
too
I'm
much
done.
stuff.
I'm
What
so
else could
over
they
it.
do?
I'm so over it. I don't care. They've got all these years to pick
Anything else.
from. Pick a year.
What if they did
It's
a
not-
Manson thing?
See, I'd be into that.
Huh?
That would be cool. You know, the only 80s thing I want to see is Maxine.
Yep.
After that, I don't want to see anything else. I'm so done with the 80s. I lived through that shit. It was terrible. I don't want to relive it now.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be. I mean, their options are slim. But
I will say, if it's 80s, I probably won't watch it right away.
Damn.
I don't want to say never. Again, I never want to say never, because it's gonna be on Netflix. It's gonna be hanging around for a while. But like, yeah, I can't with the 80s right now either.
Yeah. I haven't watched the newest season of Stranger Things
Yeah.
because I'm just like, I'm kind of pissed at that show for making this 80s whole thing happen.
Yeah.
And I just can't bring myself to do it.
Fair enough.
No more kids on bikes bullshit.
The problem with that is that once it gets towards release, like, it's such a big fucking deal. You know, like, it's kind of like Squid Game. Like, even if people who didn't really care about seeing Squid Game kind of had to sit and watch Squid Game
Yeah.
because it just was everywhere. So, and Fear Street was a big deal. So I expected to.
It'll get a lot of hype.
Absolutely. Speaking of a lot of hype, Five Nights at Freddy's, news everywhere. Matthew Lillard and Josh Hutcherson joined the cast. That's dope as fuck.
Who the fuck is
It's-
Josh Hutcherson? I know that name.
He was the little kid from Bridge to Terabithia.
That's fucking no help at all. Has he been in
Hunger
anything since he
Games?
grew up?
Was he in the Hunger Games? Was that him? I always get him confused
believe
with
he
another
was.
guy.
Okay. I
Well,
saw those Hunger Games movies.
He's PETA.
Oh, okay.
Assuming
All right,
that was
well,
him.
Look, as long as nobody fucks the puppets, I'm all right. And I got my eye on Matthew Lillard. He might be a puppet fucker. I don't know.
Come on, man. We could no. That Josh Hutcherson dude will fuck a puppet way before Matthew Lillard.
You think?
Come on.
I don't know. Matthew Lillard has crazy eyes.
He does have crazy eyes, but he looks like a man of dignity. He was around Scooby Doo and didn't do nothing. You think he's gonna fuck a puppet? Come on.
Scooby Doo is CGI. There's.
Yeah, man, you need.
They didn't want any puppets on that side. No, I'm really excited about Matthew Lillard being in it. He's great in everything he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've seen him in, which I guess is not that many things, but
I agree. I like Matthew Lillard a lot. It still doesn't make me excited for this movie just because I've already seen Willy's Wonderland. I don't give a shit about this movie anymore. I feel like they had a window to make this thing, and they drug their feet for so long that I don't give a shit anymore.
I will say, and I am not revoking this, I've been on record as saying that Willy's Wonderland is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that I wanted, and I already have it. That being said, this is like the third or fourth thing that has made me kind of excited about Blumhouse doing this still, because initially they were like, we're doing it for real this time, and I was like, fuck off. I've got one with Nick Cage, don't need it. But like it looks promising, and the Matthew Lillard thing is another good sign in a string of. I'm gonna go watch this, I guess is what I'm saying.
All right.
I'm gonna try to keep an open mind. I'm not expecting to like it more than Willy's Wonderland.
I'll probably end up seeing the fucking thing too, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Okay, not as positive as I thought it would be. All right.
I think he's gonna do good.
We'll see.
No, I like Matthew Lillard. That's a good move on their part, but
right.
You know, I'm so concerned for the puppets.
It's got to be my favorite bit. I don't know why, but it's so fucking funny.
I know you like it. That's why I brought it back.
I told a friend of mine just the other day, actually, when this was announced, I was like, "Yeah, I'm a co-host. That's the thing for fucking puppets." He was like, "What?" And explained. They laughed their ass off. Last but certainly not least, the teaser for Scream came out. Now,
I knew we were going to get to this bullshit.
Yeah. I've been saying I'm worried, saying I'm nervous, and the signs are pointed in the wrong direction, and Jason takes Manhattan all over again, and they get carried away. I've said it all. I've been worried about it all. I take every fucking word of it back. Because that teaser was fucking crazy, and I think as much of a reach as certain things might be traditionally that we've experienced before, like I mentioned, Jason Takes Manhattan, all these things, and this is gonna be fucking crazy, and they're gonna do it right, and they have a vision, and they have a story, and there's a reason for it, and I don't, and I feel terrible for doubting this team because they killed it with the last movie.
You broke Rob.
I don't give a fuck, man. Rob, now, listen.
You can tell all that from a 60-second fucking teaser trailer that takes place on the subway.
Yes.
Let me remind you that Jason Takes Manhattan also has a scene that takes place on a subway.
That's fine. That's fine.
Secondly, did you happen to notice, because people are losing their mind over this trailer like it's the greatest thing that ever came out, and it's fucking pretty standard to me. I was like, okay. But so I've seen people breaking it down frame by frame. There's somebody dressed like Samara Weaving in Ready or Not in the trailer. There's a guy dressed in a Freddy costume in the trailer. I mean, jeez, what the fuck?
Jason and Pinhead too.
Ah,
because that's what Scream's always fucking done, dude, and they made sure to do it. I didn't even notice it the first watch.
I watched it once, so I didn't notice it either, but I saw a bunch of nerds breaking it down frame by frame.
I watched that motherfucker a lot. What?
The hype?
Really?
Yeah.
It's a 60-second teaser trailer of fucking Ghostface and the other people from Five Cream on the subway.
Not Five Cream.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, it's nothing. People are acting like this is the Citizen Kane of all trailers, and it's just nothing. It's fine. It's a fucking trailer.
They did it so well. They did it fucking...
They didn't do anything different than any other horror movie that's been on a subway.
Yes, they did. They did it so... And not only that, just the visuals of... Dude, Ghostface... Go ahead, Kat.
Oh no! Just remind me. I want to talk about subways.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
The sandwich shop or the actual
Yeah,
trains?
Both.
That's hilarious. Ghostface just looks so fucking cool, slick, clean.
Oh yeah, I saw a
menacing.
still of his weathered mask too.
We'll get to
Why-
that.
Why does he need a weathered mask?
I don't like
Doesn't
that.
even make sense.
I don't like it.
No, it doesn't make sense. It's not the same mask. It's not Michael Myers where like half the mask is burnt from when he escaped the fire.
Did you not know that this is a prequel? It takes place in the 80s after the original Ghostface had been buried for 40 years.
Yeah, I just like why does he have a weathered mask? It doesn't make sense.
They'll make it make sense. Don't worry about it.
Like it's fine. Like it's not bad. It's fine. It's just a teaser trailer of a horror movie that's gonna have a scene on the subway. That's all it is, though.
I hate you. I hate you so fucking much. I really, truly hate you. I knew I was going to have this argument with you. And when I watched it, I was on the phone with a friend of mine and I went crazy. And I said, I'm going to shut Rob down when we record. Because, dude, I thought it was really, really fucking cool.
All right. You thought it was cool and I thought it was fine. It doesn't make me want to see the movie any more than I already did. But it doesn't make me want to see it less, which is kind of a feat for trailers these days.
I trust him. I'm not worried anymore. I take it all back. It's all taken back. This movie's going to be fucking fire.
All right.
We'll see. You'll see. I'm not worried anymore. They took all my worries away in 60 seconds, Rob.
Is 5 Cream Part 2 going to be better than 5 Cream?
It's not 5 Cream Part 2. And I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be up there.
All right.
But they're going to fucking do it, man. They are going to do it. I know they're going to do it. It's going to be perfect. These motherfuckers know Scream. And they're going to do it right. The weathered mask, I'm not a fan of because Ghostface has such a cool mask. And I feel like they've done little things to enhance certain features and just make it a little without changing really anything at all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the black and white so fucking cool. Like, why would you take away?
Yeah, I don't understand the point. Maybe the reveal is that the killer in this movie is really poor and couldn't afford a new mask, so he had to go to Goodwill to get one. And it just happened to be weathered.
That's fucked up.
I'm just saying, little thrift shop Ghostface mask.
I still stand by that Neve Campbell will be in this movie.
She wasn't in the trailer.
That's fine. How do we know? She could have been under the mask.
Well, if they do that, it'll be the best Scream.
I truly...
Because I've been screaming for that for fucking years.
You have been. Yeah, man.
Should have been Scream 4.
Yep.
We're not gonna.
Would have made so much more sense.
Not gonna go off on that one now.
Would have been a better EyeRChris than me, who was just
Yep.
kind of abandoned in Scream 4.
I would have sacrificed. I would have sacrificed Jill's crazy eyes had they made the movie the correct way.
No. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. No, but if they would have did it then, we couldn't have it now. So it's better. They stretched it out. They made it work. That's what Scream does. They always make it work.
4 doesn't really work.
It's slasher radio approved.
That's on us.
Leave that there. A friend of mine, Rob, by the way, completely off topic, might move this to Easter egg. A friend of mine met your little girlfriend from Scream 4 in person. She worked at a hotel, and she said that she was very mean to her throughout her stay there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was demanding things and do you know who I am and all that.
Oh, well, why doesn't your friend do a better job?
Damn.
I mean, sometimes when people don't do their job right, you got to put them in their place, like I did with those fucking couch delivery people.
All right, this is what you know.
Motherfucker standing around like you wanted a tip. I'm like, son of a bitch, your tip was last week.
You should have been here for it. Hell yeah. Hell. All right, that's all I have for the news.
I don't know if we can. I'm gonna tag this onto news. The subway situation.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how new it is. It just slid right under the radar for me. I don't know if you guys have seen. They have at some point, very possibly a long time ago, and I just now noticed, released the the poster for Last Train to New York, and it is one
I
of the
did-
worst things I've ever seen.
I did
and I'm
not see
mad,
that.
and I don't like it.
This is a stupid movie that doesn't need to happen.
I was talking about it on Twitter today because someone was like, we're just gonna screw it up, and it's like starting with the train part. Like, what kind of utopian America do you think we live in, where people understand how to work a fucking train
Yeah.
to get somewhere?
Oh
but
my
the
God, that looks
poster
terrible.
is god awful because it's like. And I think the concept is fine where they have like the zombie hand in the train, but then they went one step further and also layered faces onto the
Yeah,
hand, and I
this looks-
fucking hate it.
This looks really fucking bad.
I wish I had not seen it, but now everyone
Ugh.
has to be mad with me.
You know, they have to do this because of people like Mikey who don't know how to work subtitles.
You know, the subtitles are gonna make so much more sense though, because it's like a whole fucking transit system that we don't have in America.
Right, that doesn't exist, yeah.
I would like to point out I know how to work subtitles. I just didn't know the subtitles were there. That's the problem.
All right, fair enough.
Because of you, by the way.
Why was it my fault you didn't know there were subtitles on a foreign language film?
Because I thought you were being a dick, and you're a dick, so I have every reason to believe you.
I have never had us watch a foreign language film that didn't have subtitles.
Yet.
I haven't found
yeah,
one
if
yet.
I can find one,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Like, that would just be too funny not to have.
Yeah, I'm not. I did not know that poster had been released because I'm paying zero attention to this movie.
I've been trying not to pay attention to it, but it snuck into my life today. and
Yeah. Will
now
I
I'm
end up
mad.
seeing it? Probably.
Yeah.
But I already know it's not going to live up to the
It's gonna suck.
The original is amazing. Like, just leave it alone. We have that. We don't need this.
I'm sending it into the chat for Mikey.
Oh, great.
You have to be subjected to this also.
I was staying quiet on this one for a reason, goddammit. All right.
Have you seen Train to Busan, Mikey?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God. Why?
It's bad. I don't like it.
This is coming from somebody from New York. Stop making New York movies. After the new Scream movie, no more, please. Because they're
Did
going
they
to do
film
it.
in New
corrected
York,
that,
or
'cause
did
I
they
was
make?
about to-
Did they make Sixth Cream in Toronto
There was filming in Canada.
or Vancouver?
Of it, Rob.
Was it?
I don't want to think about it.
I'm
Stop
looking it
bringing it up. All right, this is the last I want to hear of that now. Why do all the fucking New York movies have to be filmed? Why do you have to bring that up, you cock? God damn it.
Montreal. They filmed it in Montreal.
I know.
Okay.
Greg
No,
already
I'm just
ripped that
checking. I
Band-Aid
would
off.
want to listen.
How pissed, Mikey, would you be if you had to read French subtitles?
For a Scream
For a
movie? Yeah,
Scream
I'd be
6.
I'd be pissed. I'd be mad.
You know, what about Last Train to New York? Was that filmed in New York? Or
That would be very funny if it was a more authentic New York experience.
filming locations, New York City?
Oh, they got it right. Wow.
Oh.
There's no way this thing had any type of. Well, I don't know. Maybe it had.
That
a
makes
decent
me so
budget.
happy.
Why?
Yeah, I don't
It was
know, man.
probably the only place they could find with a train. You know?
I don't know. Do they have trains in Canada? I mean, I'm sure they have trains, but do they
Subways.
use them?
I
don't
have
think
no
they.
idea.
They probably use them the same way we do here, which is to say, virtually not at all.
They don't have any underground fucking trains. They don't got no subways in Canada. They don't need them. They just drive down the road with a bunch of fucking moose. I met somebody from Canada today. Very nice gentleman too. I felt bad.
You should feel bad.
I did. I had to explain to him that I hate Canada in a nice way. It was awkward.
That would be a dangerous conversation to have as an American.
Yeah, it was. Well, keep in mind, I did say, look, I know, far be it from me, because our list is way longer than you guys' list, but
Yeah.
still,
All right.
I put that out there. I'm well aware.
No, Heather from the Friday Nightmares podcast is Canadian.
Yeah, you told me that. I don't like
And
that.
I give her shit about it all the time, and she's always able to throw a long list of shit back in my face, and I'm just like, yeah, well, whatever.
How dare you take my shtick like that? Why are you giving? You do nothing but defend Canada, and you're gonna be balls.
No, yeah, well, it drives her crazy. That's why I do it.
That's why he does everything.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it is so cold up there right now, isn't it? And she gets so mad.
Well, she's Canadian. She deserves it.
Yeah, well, she's Canadian, so she's like gets mad in a polite way.
But she says a boot.
She probably does. But she's the one who was explaining to me about how milk in bags is more efficient than milk just
It's
not in
not.
a bag,
I
which
recall. Yeah,
still doesn't make any sense.
she's wrong.
Yeah.
Man, this pink lemonade Sunny D is fucking. Ooh,
God damn it.
so good. All right, that's all I have for the news.
All right.
Enjoy your.
Ow.
That has to be bleeped, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
I would say so.
Why do you have to bleep it?
You can't say that. What's wrong with you?
You guys
Also-
don't let me say anything.
And
All
we
right.
can't stop you from saying stuff. We just have to bleep you.
Right.
Anyway, enjoy your Gabagooli mystery corner.
Oh yeah.
Time for the Gabagoli Mystery Corner.
Time for that. All right.
Why do you get so excited?
Me?
All right, I wait for Rob's reaction to this. The Italian memes making fun of me for being Italian, sent anonymously by our listeners.
The segment where we celebrate your culture and heritage.
Not what it is.
And I'm just throwing this out to the listeners. We do the segment for the listeners because they keep sending them in. I will have you know, some anonymous submissions got ruined in the chat this week because Mikey has been finding them himself. And also Rob sent one. So
Yeah, but that's always been the case. If I find them, I'm sending them. I don't...
Rob was doing that first. That's fair.
yeah, it's fair. I'm just letting them know. There are a few submissions that are not making it to air, and that's gonna be why.
Yeah, I was looking for an image to post, a tweet. I usually just tweet a horror image, and I came across one that was making fun of Italians. So I said, you know what, man, fuck this. I'm gonna send it to them, and I'm gonna take my power back. So here we
Damn
go.
it. You know what I should have done is I should have saved the one that you sent me and then sent that an anonymous post submitted it to me, because that would have fucked with Rob also.
Yeah. All right, Rob, go ahead and look at it.
I didn't get it.
Get it.
It's
No.
in there.
I don't see it. Hold on. Let me refresh. There it is. That's fucking handy. Thanks, Elon. really improving my Twitter experience, you fucking Richard dick. Alright. This is nice. I like this one. Yeah, that's a good one. Kind of goes hand in hand with the floating pizza.
Damn that floating pizza. All right,
The pizza was so good.
here we go. That's stupid.
Come on, that's pretty good.
That's not funny.
It's
It's
like
not.
the
It's not
Italian-
funny.
It's like the Italian battleship.
No, it's not. The Italian battleship is better than this. Hey, guys, it's a Google image search of Italian army, and it's Scarface holding a slice of pizza, and a pizza shaped like a gun, and a pizza shaped like an AK-47, and a pizza shaped like a shotgun of some sort. It's not funny.
I think I like this one.
Yeah,
I like that there are so many different. I like that there are 4 images and none of them are just the same. Like
Yeah,
there's
that's
one
nice.
that's just pizza operating as a gun. There's a literal gun made out of pizza. There's a gun that has been reskinned as a pizza, and then there's a slice of pizza that has been cut like a gun. Like the attention to detail here, exquisite. Good memeing.
Nah, this one that's not
Yeah.
funny.
I thought it was pretty good.
Nah, I don't like it. Not funny. Not even a chuckle. Nope.
All right.
Whoever did that, screw you for participating in this in the first place. That's first and foremost. Secondly, yeah, do better. It's just not fun.
No, and I think that whoever sent this, I'd like to thank you on behalf of Mikey and the Italian American community for really celebrating.
And the Italian military.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you to thank on behalf of Italian people?
I'm just, I feel like I speak for all people. And
No.
in this instance, specifically the Italian American community.
Kiss our ass. No, you don't. No, that was not funny. But on the brighter side of things, we are now able to move into Huckleberry Humphrey's Hillbilly Hoedown.
All right, let's see what we got here. Hold on.
We got
I
another.
might have to
well,
refresh my fucking Twitter again.
No, you're not. No, you're not this time, Rob. Because this submission by someone else from last week.
Mhm.
This is the segment of the show where we make fun of listeners anonymously make fun of Rob for being a redneck now. He moved down south. This one is a joke.
I like that.
Yeah, I seen this joke when I was doing my celebration of your move down south. I seen this joke, and I decided to leave it out. But apparently the Huckleberry Humphrey's Hillbilly Hoedown is not as popular as the Gabagool Mystery Corner as of yet. I'm hoping to get there, but we don't have many submissions, so this is the one I'm going with. How do you cut off Redneck Rob's pecker?
Ooh, I don't know how.
You kick his sister in the mouth.
That's pretty
just
funny.
not right.
Does that need to be bleeped? Like, I
know.
left it out for a reason when I did it.
I don't know. I mean, you guys are bleeping every fucking thing now.
I have to bleep fucking now. See, look what you did. I'm just kidding. You know how long the show would take if I bleeped everything? It'd be a monthly show.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It would just mostly be bleeps.
Yeah.
You
All
have
right.
to recategorize as like a modern
No, that's a
art
funny joke.
podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. Guys, this Huckleberry Humphrey segment's gonna end quickly. I mean, I have one more.
And on behalf of all Southern Americans, I would like to thank whoever sent that in or whatever, for celebrating the heritage of the South. See, Mikey, I speak for all people.
But at least you live there. You have some ground to walk on with it. You're not Italian. Fire James Gunn has been trending for like a week.
Why do people want to fire James Gunn?
I don't know what he did, but shit. Yeah.
Then fuck everybody. Because remember when James Gunn got fired?
Yeah.
Did he?
And everybody on Twitter was
Everybody
like, "Oh, leave
rioted.
James Gunn alone. Let him make another Guardians of the Galaxy movie." Now they're like, "Fire James Gunn!" Like,
You
fuck
can't do
everybody.
shit. You can't do shit.
Fuck every single person in this world.
All right, that's it for the news. That's it for Gabagool Mystery Corner. That's it for Huckleberry Humphrey's Hillbilly Hoedown. We will take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the movie topic this week.
I have a thing. I'm trying to see if I saved it. There was a tweet that I wanted to read to Rob. But now I'm worried that I didn't save it. It should be right here. Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Smile 2022 is like Hereditary 2018 if Hereditary was dumb. It also features one of my favorite horror movie clothing tropes. The white lady is going through something because her sweater is too big.
Well, the sweater thing is funny. Who's that from?
Some guy named Josh.
Oh, all right.
I'm not even sure I'm following him. I just enough people liked it that it showed up on my feed, and I was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, that is true about the white ladies and their sweaters.
Gotta take a shot at fucking Hereditary again. She won't let it go, man.
Oh man,
I can't let it go.
I get bullied on this fucking show every week. I don't know why I keep showing up.
Oh, fucking nerve.
I come in here with an attitude of gratitude, nothing but positivity.
It's not going to get over. It's not.
All I get back is bullshit.
You called me a nerd.
Come on, Cat.
You said I called her a nerd. And I didn't even call her a nerd.
It's not wrong to like facts. Don't care about your feelings, you know.
Wow.
You just sue him, Cat.
Bullied on this show.
Yeah. Sue him. Being a butthole. All right. The horror court from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Still, we're awaiting the verdict. Hopefully, we'll hear back from the listeners next week. But for better or for worse, we're talking about Lake Alice. This is our fucking holiday movie.
Merry fucking Christmas to everybody here.
Merry fucking Christmas. Also, by the way, anyone who might be looking to watch this, it's also under the name of Lake Tomahawk. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I did, because when I did a little search 'em up on the computer machine, it came up with Lake Tomahawk, and I was like, "That's not what I fucking punched into the Googles." And
Googles
but then I figured it out.
It's just getting better and better.
It's not even just the Google; it's the Googles. That's great.
Yeah. That's why you got to use Bing.
Yeah.
I think we can pivot this though into a Christmas gift for the listeners. If you were thinking about watching Lake Alice, don't. We did it for you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
That feels
Don't do it.
presumptive of you, Kat, to think that we all feel that way.
How do you feel, Rob?
Oh, this movie's trash.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, don't fucking watch it. But maybe Mikey likes it. I don't know.
Mikey does not like it.
Mikey likes trash a lot.
No, that's not true. Mikey does not like it. Mikey liked, actually, I enjoyed the stuff before we got to the horror more than the horror, which never happens.
So here's the whole thing with my experience watching this movie, which I watched today, and I had seen messages from you guys talking about how shitty it was. So I was really dreading watching it. And as I'm watching, I'm like, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's not great. But then it just kept getting worse and worse.
It gets progressively worse. I think that might be some of the confusion. Also, like I spoke about in the horror court, it was just against a much lower caliber of movies. The last time I watched it, but I think also like in my head it's been getting better because I remembered the setup more than I remembered the rest of it, and the setup isn't terrible. And it just in my head somewhere, I think maybe I thought that it got better from that point, but it gets worse, and that's why I couldn't remember. It gets much worse.
Because we talk a lot about like how movies will get overhyped and then you don't like them because they don't live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
The opposite can also be true. Like if everybody tells you something's garbage and then you watch it, you're like, wasn't that bad? And so that was my experience for most of this movie. I mean, my guess is my score is probably higher than yours, than both of you. I mean, it's
possibly.
It's The Strangers in the Snow.
Except The Strangers was good.
Yeah. All right. So it's The Strangers Pray at Night in the Snow.
That is fair. That that actually might be a pretty apt comparison.
Man, and all right, I didn't look up anything for this movie. I'm not gonna lie to anybody here. I was not enthused, so I didn't even really look into anything for it. I would imagine the budget wasn't very high. Not easy. It's not hard to tell that, but man, it's not even that. That's not even what fucking killed me. It was a little bit of everything was the problem with this movie. The acting was okay throughout a good portion of it, but there were just some roles that were terrible. And even stuff like the story and the motives and all this stuff that the characters are supposed to feel and think and all that, it felt so rushed. They didn't do I like that they attempted to do the show not tell, where they don't have to get into a whole bunch of backstory and bore people. They tried it.
They tried.
They did try, but there were just like so many things got rushed, and just small things were done wrong. So it's like you're already fucking up a lot of the important shit. You're not even getting the small things right. And I could point to stuff like when that article came up of the missing girl and on the news, and I forget the main character's name, the girl. She's like, "Oh, turn that up." Like it happened so fast, and like just small things like the delivery of certain lines don't remind me I'm watching a low budget movie,
Yeah. So I will go ahead and inform you right now that I could not find any budget numbers for this movie either. As a matter of fact, there is very little information that I could find about this movie, and what I did find for the trivia section, not all that interesting, but we'll get there. Yeah, I agree with you. This is a bad script. That's what I think it comes down to, because a lot of the dialogue is just garbage. It's just stupid. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. Like characters do things and say things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like at some point, the new boyfriend, fiance guy gets mad because his girlfriend used to date the other guy that's in town or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, that was before she knew you, dickhead. She has a past. What the fuck are you upset about? Like, it didn't make any sense.
Okay. Yeah, scene, I'm not gonna defend that scene because it was really dumb of him to get mad. The part that got me is that because like I also would have gotten mad as him in that conversation, but it would not have been that she had an ex. It was the signing me up on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve to go watch her ex's show. Like
I'd
I
be
would not
damned.
do that. I wouldn't care if she wanted to do that, but like don't sign me up for that nonsense.
I'd be
Well,
damned.
And then that he was just like, I mean, like he looked annoyed, but he didn't look as angry about that. And it's
Mhm.
like I would be much more pissed about this.
Yeah, no, yeah, I could see that, but he seemed to be mad that she had dated this guy at all, and it's like, well, fuck you, buddy.
And then they had the conversation right after that also, where like he was pretending to be upset about it, and then it was like, so was the whole thing a setup, or was he
Right.
mad and then got over it? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with this dude?
Yeah, there was just a lot of bullshit, stupid stuff like that. I mean, I didn't quite get like, did I miss something? Like, why were the cops throughout the entire town all so shitty to the father?
I don't know.
Like, was that ever explained? Did I miss something?
It wasn't.
Because
No.
they really put that right in your fucking face throughout the entire movie, and then you never get a reason for it. Like, I assumed that they had suspected him of something, and that it was going to be like a reveal, and then it was just kind of forgotten about, and nothing. What the fuck?
I thought everyone was gonna be in love with the mom. Is
Oh yeah.
just the whole police force has been fighting over the mother, and then
Yeah.
It was the strangest thing, man. Because, like, they set it up one way. Like, oh, they, obviously they go up there. And that's another thing. If you go up to a certain place and it's been years and you just constantly have to be harassed by police,
Go
why
somewhere
the,
else.
what the fuck are you going there for?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a big, wide open fucking country. Pick another spot.
right, you go and it's fuck. That was the dumb. And they set it up to like, something happened with this family, or like Rob said, with this guy, he had done something before. They thought he did something. And then it's just turns into everyone's in love with his daughter.
Yeah.
And it's like she's obviously the only woman that's ever been in that town or something. Like, I don't fucking know. It's like everyone was in love with her and she was the hottest thing to ever walk through the fucking trees. And I don't get it.
and I'm glad Rob brought that up because it was one of the things that I kind of remembered vaguely liking about the movie was like I wish you guys could see the movie in my head that I remembered because I remember that being kind of like a tension building where it's like you're not sure if you can trust the dad, and it was like this deep history and but they just don't explain it. There's no payoff. Like
Yeah. It's just forgotten about. And so here's the thing that's I found really frustrating about this movie is that it feels like there's good bones to this movie, like it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But it's just every fucking thing is done. This is the prime, like a movie like this is the prime kind of movie that I would love to see a remake of. Like give it to a
Yes.
competent director with a good cast and everything, and rewrite the fucking screenplay, and I bet it would be great.
it would be, and that's because like you said, it's got good bones. I will say to Mikey's credit, this is why he chose this one specifically because he wanted just a slasher movie at Christmas, and we need more of those, because a lot of times I have to give them a lot of credit. This did a lot of dumb things, but it was a slasher movie at Christmas. It didn't take it in a supernatural direction. It wasn't. There was no Santa Claus involved. Like this was just and it has that isolation. It's got that small town thing. It's got all of those Hallmark vibes that could have been twisted into something really terrifying. And it sucks that they didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, there were just so many bad choices made, and so we get the sort of quote unquote reveal that the girl used to date that neighbor guy, right? And that's done because they get a gift that is a picture of them or something.
But they were friends.
Yeah, but they don't show the fucking picture. It flashes on the screen twice. I couldn't even get a look at it. I was like, what is this picture supposed to be conveying to me?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize what the fuck was happening until they actually verbalized what I was supposed to know when you didn't have to tell me at all. Just show me the fucking picture.
I wonder if that was one of those things where, like, they took the picture, but the kids that they cast didn't look enough like the original actors. So they're like, this is just going to confuse people. Don't show it.
It could be because it flashes on like twice, real fast, and I was like, "Fuck, am I gonna have to pause it? What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, and it's a weird choice because, like Mikey said, there were several other scenes in this where they tried to show you instead of tell, and then they had the prop there in their hands to have a literal show don't tell moment, and they went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, we talked about the cops, like when he's in the gas station buying the beer, and the cop's like, "Oh, you're gonna have a crazy Christmas, huh?" And he's got like a 6-pack of Coors Light. I'm like, "Yeah, that's real fucking nutty." And then the guy just opens one and starts drinking it, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not paying for that one, you dickhead. Like, that's on you."
Yeah.
It never explained. Just brushed off like it didn't happen the entire fucking movie.
And then, like I was saying before, then he goes out. It's not even targeted for the dad anymore. Then he's talking to the fucking fiance, and he mentions the girl. And I'm like, well, what the fuck?
And it could have been, they could have had such a good payoff too, because at the end of a slasher movie, like there are a lot of ways that you could just do something different. And I really expected, even on the rewatch, I kind of expected there to be some kind of payoff where like she's implicated or like the deaths are blamed on the family because we're going to get this big reveal about what's going on with the dad. And then it was just not there. And it's like, man.
And so, and also they try to make this into like a whodunit kind of thing. Has it ever been more obvious who the killers were? Like,
no.
Like immediately you knew who they were. Like there was no mystery.
It was really funny because like I remember the more this watch because I couldn't remember like what was going on with this movie when I went to rewatch it. It almost had the opposite effect where it was like, because they do the fake out, right, where you have the two killers and you know who they are. I was almost more convinced that it was not them, and then I saw the son die and it's like, oh yeah, the fake out, I remembered it's them.
And I was thinking that when he got shot, stabbed, whatever the fuck happened to the kid, I was like,
it was
because
you had a whole town full of people that you could have made it that would have made a more interesting movie,
including
you
the
picked
dad,
the most obvious fucking choice.
And then I think they thought they were being cute because they did that thing where he was like, it's really obvious that it was me. And it's like, yeah, you fucking idiot. It was.
Too obvious. Yeah. Painfully obvious. And they had the meeting with the kid who did it and the fiance too. And it was so weird because he said he's a singer or however he had put it. And the fiance goes, of course you are.
That was funny.
Being a dick right
I laughed at that.
The first thing he says to her is, of course you are. It's like, damn.
Which I would understand also, like, I think that would have made more sense if he were like a tech guy or a business graduate, but he's an actor.
Right.
And it's like, come on.
And then he said, who's this? And, you know, when he said fiance, whatever when she said that they were together, they had like the fast snap to the kid's face and the dramatic music. And I was like, oh my God, really?
And I think even that would have been like, it wouldn't have been great. I mean, this was under no circumstances going to be a revolutionary movie on this budget, but it would have been, I think, a lot more interesting if instead of trying to make it a whodunit, they had kind of leaned into that some. Because the dynamic between the mother and her killer son was one of the most interesting parts of the movie, but you don't get to see it until the very end, you know? Where it's like, there's a whole bunch of stuff to unpack here. If they had just admitted, like, yes, the ex is the killer, and then we had seen his mom pushing him into it, like, that would have been fine. Not good, but it would have been fine. Like, they knew what they were doing. They could have done it the whole time.
That's a great point. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's true. If you're gonna be obvious, at least be obvious and make it interesting. Yeah, have that struggle there. Yeah.
Although perhaps the greatest crime committed by this film was making me listen to that guy's shitty song.
That was such a weird scene because he started singing and I was like, oh God. And then
Yeah.
the fiance is getting like more and more jealous. And it's
Yeah.
like, is this working on someone? Should maybe the two of them be dating? Because I don't see.
Yeah. And then somebody
Ooh.
compared him to John Mayer. And I was
Yeah.
like, look, I'm not the world's biggest John Mayer fan or anything, but I think John Mayer may have a lawsuit on his hands here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because that guy sucked.
Even not for nothing, guys. Even the relationship story, whatever you want to call it, between the father and the fiance. Is it just me, or did it felt like the father really could take him or leave? And if I remember correctly, the mother, when she was in the coffee shop, wherever she was, she said, oh, they'd been dating for about a year, but she just brought him around recently. So, like, they're just meeting this kid. First of all, I don't think you should be asking somebody to marry you when you're, like, just meeting the parents. That's just me. I feel like, if it's the first time around, like, that's an awkward stay.
Yeah.
In the woods. Like, maybe not do it there. Because, you just met these people. But on top of that, even to make it even weirder, it felt like the father could take him or leave him even after that. Like, there was a little bit where he was like, just, okay, cool, what. But then there was like a turn in the movie that just happened at some point where it's like he just went from that to hating him. Like, he would just give him looks. And, like, I was like, when did that start?
Yeah, he really did. It was weird because I didn't hate the family dynamic, and I didn't even hate that the dad was sort of a little take him or leave him with the guy. But yeah, it did almost sort of ramp up to where he's just like it went beyond that to where he just like hated this kid all of a sudden for no reason. Like he didn't do anything, right? In a fucking scene where the guy does something.
Break in it too, because like Mikey was saying, there's the gift where it's like he starts to show suspicion and then he gives them this really nice like welcome to the family Christmas gift and then continues to get progressively more angry with him, and it's like, so what?
Yeah, just write in something, have him slap the girl's ass in front of the dad, and he doesn't like that. It's something.
Perfect. Perfect, small, doesn't take much. It's just I just remember sitting there, when did that start? Like he gave him a look at dinner too, and then apparently they're supposed to bond because the kid handed him the butter instead of the mom. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Oh yeah, he was like mad that the kid gave him the butter, and I was like,
And the kid was so excited to do it.
Yeah, I never been mad at anybody who gave me butter.
Like, he's gonna bring it up. 10 years
Again,
later.
it's that whole thing. The longer this movie went on, the worse it got.
While I'm pitching more ideas for the remake, I think a more interesting dynamic, because like you draw suspicion to the father by not letting the cops trust him, and then you build up that relationship, that like distrust between the father and the fiance, and then you find out that the fiance, that his acting gig was being the fiance. He teams up with the ex. Everyone's just out to kill this girl. Like it would have been something like.
Yeah, and so
it would have tied it together. It didn't need to be, and that's kind of, I guess, that's my number one irritation with the film, is because it's got a good structure, it's got a setting we want, it fills a niche that isn't really, I'm not going to say it's not there at all, because obviously, like, the best slasher Christmas movie has already been made, but, like, it's something that we don't get a lot of since then, including in remakes of that very film. Like, this should have been a win. Like, even on a low budget, it doesn't take, we don't need a revolutionary ending. It just, anything that could have tied these little pieces together.
Yeah,
anything at all, barest minimum.
Instead, everything's just abandoned. We get no reasoning for anything. So when they first get stopped by the cops, like the first time the cops are harassing them, I was okay with that because it gave off the vibe of like a small town sheriff, being a dickhead to the outsiders or whatever. Fine. And I thought that's all it was going to be, and that would have been fine, but they kept ramping it up. It just kept going on and on and on, and then we're never told why. It just makes no fucking sense.
And that, it's a really sad thing about this movie, because if you, now that we're talking about it, now that I'm angry, I'm probably going to remember this movie better for next time, but it's like, when you just remember the setup and the bones and the, like, like vague premise, it seems like this should be good.
That's
And
why I said let's do it. Yeah.
it would have taken so little. I think it would have taken less effort to tie all these things together than it did to build them up in the first place. It's like setting up a bunch of dominoes and then packing them all back up individually instead of like just knocking that first one down. Like they had it all lined up and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so amazing. I was baffled because, again, as I'm watching it, I'm like, well, I don't know why these guys are bitching about this movie in the chat. Like, it's not that bad.
Huh?
And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's
Progressive.
right.
It was progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, by the time we get to the end, to the quote unquote reveal of who the killers were, I was just like, fuck this. Are you kidding me?
I think it was like right around, I think it was when they introduced the X for the first time, was when I sent my first angry thing into the chat, because it was like, it was starting to come back to me at that point, and it's like, oh god damn it. What the fuck?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I was supposed to be upset, but I laughed so fucking hard when she beat her fiance to death with that hammer.
Yeah. I
mean,
also
I
am
couldn't
guilty
have
of laughing.
Yeah, when they showed that watch, I just laughed my ass off. I thought it was so funny. Because by that time they had thrown in the towel on this movie, and so had I.
That was done so bad on so many levels. First of all, I was like, oh, that's the fiance right there. And he had his hands tied in front of him.
Yeah.
Why'd you tie his hands if you're going to put them in front of him? He could have taken the mask off. And even if he couldn't have, he could have taken the fucking mask off. And even for whatever reason, he couldn't take the fucking mask off. You would he just walks up to her. He didn't try and say anything, make sounds and mumble or whatever. Yeah. He wasn't frantic. Nothing. He just walked up to her casually.
He could have, even if he couldn't somehow get the mask all the way off, he could have lifted it up enough to take that fucking tape off his mouth.
He could have jumped up and down and mumbled something Kenny style from South Park. Anything.
I just think, because like it's something that we've seen in movies before, where the killer swaps places. There's an accidental death, and it's fine on paper. I think one of the reasons why that works so well in other instances is because the deaths are always quick. She fucking beats him to death. And it was like Rob said, I kind of lost it at that point, because it's like, this is the funniest misunderstanding I've ever seen in a movie.
I've never seen anyone's hands tied in front of them.
Just another huge missed opportunity to do something interesting. It's like this movie could not get out of its own fucking way.
Yeah. It really couldn't. And tying so I'm glad that you mentioned also tying someone's hands in front of their body, because what the point is that it would slow them down if they wanted to run off, and a perfect time to do it would have been at the end when he's leading her out of the building, trying to keep her captive, and just completely unties her. And it's like, well, you could have put in some kind of effort. Like, obviously she's gonna run away. Not that tying her hands in front of her would have completely stopped her, but it would have slowed her down. It would have done something. He could have led her along, but he's just manhandling her all the way to the fucking truck. Oh,
it was all, but at least she was that was fucking terrible too. But at least it made, like, she was supervised. They sent him off in the woods for this to happen. You would think he would have stopped at a tree and rubbed the fucking rope. Dude, you could have done fucking anything.
Instead of walking up to his girlfriend
without saying a word,
beat him to death, he could have just walked off in another direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Got the rope off with a rock, tree, something. You can
fucking just walk off to the road. Somebody who doesn't know what's going on to stop and be like, "What the fuck happened to you?" and help you out.
Right. What the fuck? It was the dumbest thing.
Look at this poor guy that can't untie his hands in front of him.
Look at this asshole with his hands tied. Take the mask off, dude. No one's stopping you. What are you doing? Take the fucking... It was done. And like Kat said, it on paper makes sense. It's so hard to pull off, though. At least H2O. Best example I could think of off the top of my head. At least, like, the dude tried. Like, he put his hands on his head. He was trying to, he was frantic. Michael crushed his voice box or whatever the fuck the thing. It made sense. Like, this dude could have made sounds. He could have he just stood there and took it. Like, what the fuck?
So dumb.
And that was another thing. He throws her in the car. At the end, he throws her in the car, and she could have opened the door his whole way around the fucking car.
Yeah, he's going around the car. She could have got out and ran off in the other fucking direction.
And she didn't even fucking do it. She waited
just
for him
sat
to
there.
get in the car and then tries to do it. And you're in a police car. You put her in the front.
Right?
She has access to you and a steering wheel, dude. This is bad. Oh, and that's not small shit. Oh.
And yeah, this is more small shit. But like, it almost, if she had been going along with it, because he's like, oh, we're in love. I'm not going to hurt you. We're going to go live together, whatever, If she had been playing along, right? If she had been like, yes, you passed my test. You got rid of the fiance. We're going to live together forever. Like, take me outside. And they had gone outside and he had put her in the front.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been like something smart that she did that to make us root for her when she gets out of the fucking car. But like, it's just a failure on his part, And it's like, it would have taken
her part.
And her part. Yeah. Cause she's just sitting there crying during all of that.
Couldn't believe it.
Like, and that's the thing, because this is like, this is one of the easiest horror movie scenarios as a final girl, like for a final girl to get out of. Because all you have to do is play along, and she didn't even do that. Like,
or open the fucking door and run. Like
she didn't need to, evidently, because the guy's an idiot. But still, like,
that was painful.
So here's not a little thing. We do get this sort of weird reveal that there's two killers and then their cinematographer or something. I don't know what the fuck that was about. And then at the end, his face is on the camera, and it presented it like I was supposed to know who it was. Who the fuck was that? Did I miss something?
Wasn't that the other cop?
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know.
I didn't know who the fuck he was. I was like, who's this guy?
I also think it was supposed to be the other cop, but like he hadn't been on screen enough for me to be sure.
Yeah, I was looking at him like I don't know who the fuck. I rewound it to watch it again. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. And why is he just taking video? What the fuck is going on? Is he in cahoots with the other two? Like,
and that was. I'm glad you brought that up because it's such a small like the filming of this is such a small detail. I actually remember it, like, I was really surprised when I sat down to rewatch this because I remember the found footage being a much more important aspect to the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I remember it being almost more like a home video situation with, like, and then killing starts, and it's like, that really wasn't incorporated much.
No, like a lot of things in this movie, it's just there, but it's never explained.
But it was not explained.
Like, we don't know, because it's not, because in the beginning, you're sort of led to believe that it's the killer filming everything.
Yeah.
Right? Or videotaping everything.
And then you think it's the mom.
Yeah,
because...
but then we see it's not. And then, I guess would think it was the mom. And then suddenly, it's this guy. It's just some dude, apparently. I don't know. Maybe he's on vacation. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
If they do, I have a way for them to salvage it even now. If they do Lake Alice 2, and it's a documentary about a filmmaker who is filming the most incompetent serial killers in the whole world, I'd be in. I'd be back in.
But that's the other. He's not just filming like the killings and stuff. Like he's filming them when they're like making out and stuff,
stalking them, through
the window and everything. And so but at that point, I didn't question it. I just assumed it was the killer.
Right.
But then it's just some third dude. I totally blew my mind. Like,
wearing
what
the
fuck?
same mask.
Yeah.
Which makes it even, he's in cahoots somehow.
He has to be, but boy, he sure as fuck doesn't try and help him.
Right.
Can we talk about the mask also?
Yeah.
because we talk about masks on this show. I hate to say it because of how mad I am at this movie. I think the mask kind of worked.
Wasn't horrible.
No, I liked it. It was
I've
fine
seen
because
worse.
it looked to me like something that someone in that environment would wear. You know,
Yeah.
It's something different.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they were out riding around on a fucking four-wheeler or something, and I was kind of like, why don't they have those fucking face mask things on? Like, it would be cold as fuck. I mean, everything's all frozen, and you're just out riding around on that thing. So it worked for me. Like, I thought it was fine.
I think it was kind of creepy. And yeah, it's like you said, I like that it fit the environment because it's like this is something they've been planning. These killers planned the mask probably more than the filmmakers planned the film.
Absolutely.
I like that it makes sense. I like that it's something warm. And but it had like still that creepy aesthetic. And I don't think they went too far. Like even on the poster for the movie, which I saw when I went to look up reviews, the mask looks fucking stupid. And I was like, oh boy. And I think it would have been easy to kind of push it too far, but less is more sometimes.
I thought it
was
looked
one
cool.
aspect that it
It
that
worked.
they got.
Poster.
It looks stupid. Well, it looks stupid on the poster because they gave it red eyes.
Red eyes, yeah.
Yeah, fucking red eyes behind it makes it look dumb. But yeah,
And also
I mean,
the full fur coat.
Yeah, well, that's the fucking urban legend parka.
Hey.
What?
No.
What?
Just making sure you don't say nothing bad about Urban Legend. Now I feel now.
I have a couple of problems with urban legend. One of them is the being that everyone in that town seems to wear that exact same parka, and it's not even that cold where they are. Like, there's no fucking snow on the ground or anything.
That was a very popular jacket. It was.
It's a good movie. I like urban legend. I was saying. That's a bit of an issue for me.
We'll do that movie one day and we'll fight then.
Yeah. And well, there's a reason for that. They wanted to film it. Initially, it was going to be filmed in a much colder environment.
All right. Well,
but they'd already invested in matching parkas.
I guess
for
apparently
everyone.
they'd already invested in a bunch of parkas, so they're like, "Fuck it, you're wearing it."
Now, see, I agree. I agree with Kat. I like the mask. I even liked it in the poster, even though you guys did. No problem with the mask, but the reveal of the killer themselves.
That was bad.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I don't give a fuck what your budget is. You just did it. You did it wrong. You didn't put much thought into it. You didn't put much effort into it. The lighting was terrible. Like, you would think, the lighting wasn't great throughout this entire movie, but like, this is an important, you're introducing this killer. You put him on your poster. This is your cash cow. You're going with this killer, slasher. And you just, there was nothing special. He's walking fast. It should have been a scene where he's standing there. He's slowly walking. You can take it in. The lighting is great. You accentuate what you want. The blood on the face, whatever the fuck. Like, I shouldn't be able to look at this being nowhere near the film industry, like, technically and all that shit. Like, I shouldn't be able to sit and tell you what you did wrong.
Yeah.
Big problem. Like, the reveal of this killer was the worst reveal to any killer I've ever seen.
It also doesn't help that when they take their mask off, one of them's like a 60-year-old woman.
That was almost as bad as the killer being the sister from Roseanne.
Yeah.
On Scream 2. That's my main problem with Scream 2, by the way.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, I know Greg is big on Emma Roberts couldn't have been one of the Ghostface because she's way too small in Scream 4.
Right.
But I mean, this woman, like, come on, you can't whoop that woman's ass.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not a tough guy by any stretch of the imagination, but I'll knock a senior citizen old woman out.
You whoop an old lady's ass.
You're damn right.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, little shit, man, little shit. I mean, if it was me making this movie, I mean, the slasher is all about the killer and the kills, and I mean, what he did, like when you first saw him, like that, I liked the aggression because he was stabbing the shit out of that body.
Yeah,
and that was cool. But
yeah, but it wasn't a lot of that. A lot of the stuff was off screen, right?
Yeah,
Budget,
that's kind of a problem because it's like the deaths weren't super inventive, but they almost were onto something because that raw aggression is great. I would like to see more of that in slasher movies, honestly. We've been getting a little bit more of it, and I like it. You guys know I was all about aggressive Ghostface and Five Cream.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, it worked. It was fine. Like like you said, they weren't reinventing the wheel here with the kills or anything, but they were fine. I didn't even mind that it was off screen because I mean the camera was focused on the killer instead of the person he was stabbing. But so you really did get to see sort of that intensity and everything. It still came through fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were okay. I mean, it was pretty cool, and they let the guy on fire too.
Yeah.
that might have been my favorite moment.
Yeah.
Oh, just before we wander too far away from the reveal, I will say I was kind of like Ralph. Like there was a point in there. I mean, there was a point where I texted you and I started getting really angry, and that died down. And then there was a point where I tuned out, where I had a tough time caring and taking notes anymore. And right around so by the time the reveal rolled around, I was kind of done already. But I think that would have also really infuriated me. Like if they had me up until that point, I do think that would have made me quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another scene that annoyed me, and I feel I usually don't bring up specific scenes that often, but God, they just fucking like the stupidity of it. When all the shit started going down, everybody's asleep. It's like 1 something in the morning. You're in the middle of the fucking woods, in the middle of nowhere, and someone's banging on your door like that, and you don't grab the gun immediately. Like you're in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. If I hear a crackle outside, I'm reaching for the gun.
Yeah.
A motherfucker banging on anything, I'm coming out cock loaded, ready.
In their defense, the police in this town harassed the shit out of this family nonstop.
I don't give a fuck.
that was a cop knock on the door. So if you grab your gun, they're probably going to shoot you. So it might have been smart.
Not if I shoot them first. You bang on my damn door like that.
To leave the gun behind. I mean, I wasn't bothered by that so much because he did like immediately go get it.
No, it was too late.
Oh
no, absolutely not. No, and goddamn, man, the music they played during that pissed me off.
I didn't even notice it.
Oh, it was terrible. Oh, Rob,
the music,
it was bad.
start to finish, is really bad.
Yeah, this is not the kind of music that or the kind of movie where I'm expecting music that's gonna blow me away.
But it shouldn't have been music. It did not match at all.
Oh,
it was absolutely awful.
See, normally I notice that stuff and it takes me out. I guess I just was like, whatever with this fucking movie already.
Oh, it pissed me off. And I was watching this with somebody, and they were like, "Oh, it's probably one of those cheap, they can't afford good." Don't play anything, and it would work better.
Sometimes nothing is better.
1,000,000,000%. Pissed me off that whole scene. And I'm like, how are you going to that door without a gun? Fuck that. You just heard people were killed too. That's why I don't go out in the middle of nowhere like that. I don't like it.
Well, I'm with you on that. I don't fuck that. I have a rule: if the buses don't go there, I'm not going there either.
That I was up in Pennsylvania with friends of mine, and we, for some reason, they all wanted to go smoke out in the woods at night.
Mm-hmm.
I was not thrilled with this idea, but I was also intoxicated at the time, so I went along with it. The first thing my friend did was go and grab his gun, and I said, "Okay, I'll go." Like you it's not really going out there and like running into like an animal or anything that really, I mean, it's scary, but that's not what I'm most worried about. It's the crazy fucks who are like out, 20, 30, 40 yards away, and they see us with our lights and they're just staring and thinking. Like that's what goes through my head. That would have had gun pointed. Someone else opened the door because I got both hands on that motherfucker. That scene, and then the music hit, and I was just mad. And the whole scene with these guys being chased, I couldn't even tell where they were.
I know it was very. It was very disorienting. It's
because they were right by the house again, and that was the part that got me. Is because it felt like they were running for a long time, and it was allowed to be a little bit confusing, right? Because it's a chase scene and, through the woods and you're disoriented, they're disoriented. Fine. But then they were like right back by the house. And it's like, how the fuck?
There was a scene where they were in the house, and I was like, I thought they were outside. I couldn't, because the cameras were so up close, I couldn't tell where they were.
Yeah, it was not shot well.
And the lighting looked the same inside, outside, everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? And they all scattered like immediately. Like, I don't know, man. They used the one punch knockout too much. I could go on fucking forever with the shit they did wrong in this movie.
They did a lot of stuff wrong.
Can I mention something they did good?
Yeah.
I thought the shots with the camera were really fucking cool. And I think, it looked creepy. It gave me a loose Poughkeepsie tape vibe, a little bit. That style, like Sinister, even maybe.
Absolutely, and that's because I was very disappointed on the rewatch, obviously, angry even, but I think that's kind of part of the reason why is because it wasn't terrible from start to finish. There were moments where it could have been something, and I think the found footage stuff, it was something that I remembered. It's something I remembered as being kind of integral because it's well done. Like the shots were cool, they were creepy. When you feel like they're building to something, like there's a lot of potential in there, and it's like I think I almost would have preferred if they had not gotten anything right. Because it's frustrating. Like, you know that they had good ideas. You know that they were capable of doing good stuff because they did at certain points. And then they just, like, none of it fits together.
Watching those shots, I was like, oh, wow, I can't wait to see how this pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just pays off with some random dude's face. What the fuck?
It's like, meet the cinematographer. And you're like, what?
What? All right. I am really glad that you guys don't know for certain who the fuck that guy was either, because I was like, did I miss something? What the fuck?
I think Mikey's right. I think he's the other cop, but I don't know.
I was like, am I the dumbest person alive? This movie has tricked me somehow. I missed something.
When I'm the one that notices it, they did something wrong. So
Yeah.
when I'm the one paying the most attention.
I mean, I was like, is that the dad? Who is that?
I wish it had been. Man, that scene when she was tied up and the camera, the found footage style camera was on her and the dude in the mask, dude, that was perfect. That's what the movie should have fucking been more of. And I'll go even further with it, which they could have tied in more. Kat had mentioned something earlier about how, you needed more, I forget exactly how you put it, Kat, but there was more history to it. They should have had flashbacks in here to other stuff because the cops are that way for a reason. Show us why. Show us, like, because this movie was all over the place anyway. So if you just put random found footage style tapes of this exact style that you're using for just deaths, like Sinister style, I'd have been like, show us what, like, give us a flashback, give us something, use that more, because that's the only thing they did well in the whole fucking movie.
And I also, that scene, the camera work during that scene was like the best camera work in the whole thing, but also her acting got a lot better, and it made me almost wonder, with all the other stuff going on, it's dumb to try and question how one dumb thing came into existence, but it makes me wonder a little bit, like, if they didn't have an audition process where, like, that was the scene being read, because she did really well being, like, stressed and under duress, and I was so impressed with her acting there, because just handling, like, basic small talk conversations, she wasn't that great. And then, like, to see how scared she looked at the end, it's like, oh, so this is why they cast her, right? Because she can act, she's just not been doing it.
Well, this is one of those cases where I'm like, is this bad acting or bad writing? I tend to think it's bad writing because everything else was written poorly in this fucking movie.
I think it was both.
You might be right, but, like, then the mom, I think, of course, maybe she's just had a little bit more experience with bad writing. I don't know. But, like, the mom, I felt, acted very naturally, even when her dialogue made no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This fucking movie. And then the ending, oh my God, tell me you want to make a Strangers movie. Jesus Christ, man. That whole reveal thing, that was Strangers mixed with Scream. Like it was weird. It was very strange.
Pray at night in the snow.
It was so bad, man. It was so fucking bad. Another good thing was that the cop was a scumbag, the older one. But at the end, man, how do you fuck that up so bad? I don't know if me and Kat are about to mention the same thing, but he is all at it. He's saying sucker. He's saying he's ready. He's spitting in their face. He's ready to die. And then all of a sudden, he turns into a little bitch. Yeah. I was so proud. I was like, you know what? He's a prick. But look at him, man.
Yeah, he was going to go out as a prick. He was going to be like, fuck you. Kill me if you want. And then he starts begging for his life. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Immediately.
So we're making the same point, but I actually, that was one of the moments that I liked in this, because I think there's something really satisfying about seeing a jerk not be able to live up to the expectation of being a jerk. And it's like, I would have been happy if he had gone down. Like, I would have had more respect for him, I think, if he had gone down fighting. But I think the level, and I think it, in a strange twist, might have been one of the best moments of dialogue in this film, where he just flat out is like, I don't want to die. And it's like, there are not a lot of movies that could do that. I'm not sure this one pulls it off, but like I appreciate the hell out of them taking that swing, because people react unpredictably when faced with their own mortality, and that was it was one of those like standout moments where it's like, oh, what the fuck?
They do act unpredictable. It's not predictable. I get it, but you can't do both immediately.
Oh, I can predict exactly how I would react in that situation. I'd piss my pants and I'd be crying and pleading and begging.
But you wouldn't have called him a sucker and spit on him before that.
No. I'd be crying and begging.
Right.
But
he did both.
Here's the thing, though. We are operating under the assumption that cop was a jerk. We still have no idea why they were treating the father that way.
Fair.
That's true. He might have just been standing up for...
Yeah, he may have been completely justified for all we know. Movie sure as fuck didn't care to tell us.
I have no idea, man. Like the whole town was trying to get this dude to bang that girl.
Yeah, right? God, I wish I lived in a town like that.
That's hysterical.
If a movie doesn't tell me whether or not my assumptions are justified, but it gives me those assumptions, I'm allowed to think that. I'm allowed to think he was a jerk.
No, absolutely. You're allowed. Yeah. No, you're right.
Jesus Christ, man.
Are small towns like that though?
Yeah.
To be fair, like where everyone's trying to hook you up with someone.
No. I thought you meant are the cops dick to like outsiders.
Oh, yes. No, that I know.
Yeah. No, are they trying to get people? No. I mean, let me put it this way. No one has ever tried to get me to bang anyone else. It's never happened.
I feel like I get set up a lot when I go out of town.
Oh no, man! That's the I don't know what the fuck the ending was, so I have we have to assume that everyone was trying to get this dude to bang that girl. I don't understand. Like someone from that town had to bang her because that guy wasn't supposed to be, and all hands on deck for fucking whatever the hell kid's name was.
Yeah, that guy, whatever his name is, the John Mayer.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking. What a disappointment of a film.
I blame the both of you.
You picked it.
I wouldn't have knew it existed if it wasn't for you. There's no way I get the blame for this one. There's no way. I was set up.
You said, hey guys, I heard about this great movie we need to check out.
This is our holiday pick.
This is our holiday pick.
Yeah, happy fucking holidays, everybody.
They're doing Gremlins. They're doing fucking everything. Everything else. The top ones. Black Christmas. People got to watch good movies.
Yeah.
And here we are. You know what, though?
We watched 2 good Christmas movies. 3 good? No, Santa Jaws wasn't last year, was it? We watched 2 good Christmas movies last year.
I'm saying. Oh, good. You know what?
We've had too many good Christmas movies, I guess. We were due for a bad one.
I mean,
Inside
I've
would have
seen
been.
some good ones this year.
I've
just not
I've
on the
also
show.
seen some good ones.
Yeah.
I don't think our listeners would have had it any other way, to be honest with you. Like us watching something bad is kind of. And keep in
Can
mind. Oh, go ahead, Kat.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. Can I get sappy for a moment though?
Oh Lord.
I will, cause I know one of you wasn't gonna like Inside. Probably one or both of you are not gonna like Advent Calendar. Lake Alice, in the most infuriating way possible, did bring us together for
It's
Christmas.
a Christmas miracle.
Holy shit! It sure fucking is. Wow.
We all ended up on the most unexpected side.
Wow. Damn. What? I don't know. The last movie that really brought us together, Funny Games, Rob ruined it. His house, we kind of like. I don't know.
We
That was-
agreed, but we weren't excited about it.
yeah, there was nothing really special there. Funhouse was another one, whatever movie. Event Horizon was just good. Pontypool we liked.
Yeah.
Rob didn't like Pontypool.
It was
Rob
okay.
gave it a 4.3.
Yeah, well, Rob's a dick too, so we gotta
How do you
remember
know that? You guys just have my stuff memorized?
Wait, have the Portnoy spreadsheet.
I don't.
What if I
don't-
did? What if I just started memorizing your Portnoys?
I don't have it.
You do have it. You just
You didn't give me access to it, you dicks.
you have access to it. I promise you.
Damn it, Leah.
I just
all
want to. This is just your reminder for everyone because I'm also being reminded that Rob gave Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park a higher score than Pontypool.
Because it's a better movie.
Oh.
I have nothing to say to that. I'm not going to respond.
I
That's
don't know
bullshit.
that any movie has brought me as much joy as Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park did. That's all I'm saying.
Did everything you intended it to do, didn't it, Rob?
It did.
I'm quoting you correctly, you douche. All right. Do we have ratings, facts, and all those things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lake Alice has not enough reviews from critics to be rated officially on the tomato meter, but it does have an audience score of 28%. Wait, IMDb has a higher score of 3.7 out of 10. And I have a couple of reviews. I honestly was worried that we weren't going to find anything to talk about. I'm surprised that we got this animated.
There was a lot to talk about.
There was a lot to talk about. It might be one of those bad movies, good movies for an episode situations. This one I don't even want to read the review, because the headline was just so perfect. Nothing in the review matches that. But the title of this review from D. Carson Hagee on IMDb, Lake Flaccid, which just
Damn.
yes,
Not bad. Not bad.
chef's kiss for that one. My next one is from Bates Joshua. Lake Alice, 1 out of 10. So stupid. This movie was absolutely terrible. It is so bad. I'm actually writing a review, which I've never done. I can't blame this on the actors because they were just playing a role and they played it to the best of their abilities, but the writers did a horrendous job. Why did it seem like everyone in this girl's hometown had sex with her? When the murderer came, he killed the dad and the mom immediately, so the writers thought, we still have about 40 minutes left. Or however much. I gave up. So, I don't know, let's just throw some other people in there to get murdered too. And when they ran back into the woods for the second time, they actually made it out because the killer stopped looking for them because they were so busy with the cop. But no, the writers made the girl not only a slut, but a dumb one, because she went back into the house only to watch the cop die and then ran off. I didn't even care to see the rest of the movie after that.
Holy shit.
They're
not lying.
No, and that is true. She did stay there for a long time watching that cop get murdered when she could have been running away.
That was my issue, man. Like, they really made it like everyone was like, she just banged the whole town. It's like, what the fuck?
This one from John Spawn, 1 out of 10. Very, very, very bad. I did not trust the base reviews. I could have watched something anything besides this. One of the worst movies I've seen. Pretty much poor everything. More interesting, I think, than the bad reviews for this one. I did not find a single 10 out of 10. I looked at all 34 IMDb reviews, could not find a 10 out of 10, but I did find 2 8 out of 10s, which is great. This one is from Catherine. 8 out of 10, a fun home invasion thriller. This Christmas-themed horror was certainly entertaining for the most part. It had, of course, your usual house invasion scenes, but the feel was good as it was set in the holiday time. The acting was mostly good, and the look of the film reminds me of the 80s. The very ending was awesome, and I will not give that away. If you're looking for a slasher that goes a little bit deeper, as far as a bit better story than the usual horror films from the past, I would for sure check this one out. Grammar aside, I have questions about this one.
Oh, fuck yourself, lady.
That's a candy bar, Rob. A bit better story than horror movies in the past. They bit off of fucking strangers. What do you mean? They stole their story.
But it had an 80s vibe.
Yeah. I didn't get 80s from it.
They were shot better in the 80s than this one was, honestly. I could tell where the whole fucking camp of all these counselors on Friday the 13th, I could tell where all of them were. I didn't think they were outside when they were inside. Fucking Christ, man. Oh.
Okay. And this one, we have Barry Lehman on IMDb.
Here we go.
I think this might be the first one to get a candy bar just for the title alone.
For the name alone.
8 out of 10 stars, and the title of the review is, "For an in-the-woods slasher, this is much smarter than your average bear."
Oh, fuck. You get a king-size candy bar. One of those big, dick-size fucking Snickers bars.
The big, giant Hershey bar ones, you know?
Yeah. Not the ones that are broken up into 2 pieces. No,
big ones.
Fucking, yeah.
Holiday ones, yeah.
For every 300 horror stories filmed, there may be one which is worth your time and attention. Look no further. This movie was riveting and extremely well acted. The cast were obviously committed to their roles, and script, direction, and photography were first class. 45 minutes cruised by before the first victim fell, which is fine because it gives the audience 45 minutes to enjoy the tableau. It also creates 45 minutes to establish the characters and no fewer than 5 suspects, one of who we imagine will be the eventual killer. I don't ever reveal spoilers. Suffice to say, the ending is a surprise and ultimately a gratifying conclusion. I have to say, though, that in my 3 visits to Wisconsin, I have never witnessed mountains as portrayed in the cover shots. I don't doubt their existence. I was probably overwhelmed by the pastures, livestock, and the mosquitoes. Enjoy.
What a fucking asshole. Barry, you're a dick, and let me tell you why. First of all, you're writing a review of a horror movie, and you don't even like horror movies, so go fuck yourself. Why do I care what your opinion is about it?
Fact.
And 2, it's not 45 minutes until the first death. Doesn't the fucking girl get killed right at the beginning of the goddamn movie?
It's dragged, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Doesn't she get dragged away and we see her get stabbed and shit?
We don't see her get stabbed.
I thought we did.
No, you see her get dragged away and scream.
Go watch it again, Mikey. Make sure.
Fuck you. No, you watch it again.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. My point stands. Fuck you, Barry. You
That's
dick.
not even his real name, Barry Lehman. He's trying to sound like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Stupid. What was that word you used, Kat?
The tableau.
Holy shit.
Yeah, fuck you and your tableau.
I think he knows just as much as what that word means as I do. That's just not much.
For every 300 horror stories filmed, there may be one which is worth your time and attention. And he chose this one.
yeah, this is the one. It's a 1 in 300 movie.
That might be true. I could maybe find.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah. So those were the reviews.
All right. Well, there's not much trivia and it's not interesting what I have. So there's no budget information. This was filmed in Tomahawk, Wisconsin on Lake Alice. So there you go. I guess that's why there's two
Wait.
names.
That is actually a little bit interesting. That implies that they didn't know the name of the lake when they started filming and had to change the name to Lake Alice to make it relevant.
And it was filmed in January of 2015, but not released until May of 2017.
Well, the editing took
so
much time.
Post production, clearly. Yeah. So anyway, those are the two facts about it.
That's it. Jesus.
That's it.
Way to knock it out of the park there, bro.
Yep. That's all we got for Lake Alice.
All right.
Which I kept calling Alice Lake in my head for most of the day.
All right. Portnoy time.
Oh, by the way, lovely listener, Creepazoid Kelly had a brilliant idea.
No.
That instead of
I've seen this idea. No.
Instead of referring to these as the Portnoys, they will henceforth be known as the Rob.
No, they will not be.
It's the Rob ranking scale.
No.
No.
Your ranking could be the Rob ranking scale. Our ranking has nothing to do with that.
The Lord Humphrey scale. How about that?
Okay. You know what, Rob? Here, Kat, I got this. You got it. But you realize my ratings are like Scream 4 is approved on the Rob rating scale.
Listen, if you don't want to take this seriously, that's your business.
You know, Hereditary is not approved on the Rob rating scale.
I'm not over that yet, Kat. It's too soon to be making jokes.
Hereditary only got a 7.2. And I could change that right about now if I wanted to.
You dipshits.
We took care of that one pretty quick. Thanks, Kelly.
Kelly, please don't encourage him. He doesn't need it.
Kelly does nothing but encourage him on Twitter, and I
know.
love Kelly.
Because when he brought up Kelly, this wasn't even the thing I was afraid. She also talked about us, how we should give him more gifts on the show.
I should get presents, yeah. Which I agree with also.
I'll give you a fucking present. She also mentioned the Crocs, Cat, and positively.
I saw.
She's a woman of high fashion.
I love Kelly so much, but Kelly, his head is big enough.
We do love you, Kelly. But
Stop.
Kelly, you're the best.
Need this.
And keep it up. Because you know why? It's because she knows I have an attitude of gratitude.
Oh my God.
It's not gonna get over. Stop.
I'm trying.
It's gonna crash and burn every time.
I lift people up.
I should put the womp womp sound effect every time you say it.
Oh, stop it.
All right, Lake Alice, Portnoy's. Man, this is tough because I like so much of what it's built on.
I have mine ready.
All right.
If you'd like me to go first.
Sure. I need help still.
While we were talking about it, felt like it might be subject to change, but I think this is okay. I gave it a 3.4, which I feel is fair.
Okay.
It shows it acknowledges the fact that some things were done well. Like it's not a 2, it's not even a flat 3. It did a few things well. It was enough to leave a good impression of it the first time around, but this is a below average film. Like very clearly below average. It committed the worst crime, which was like failure to live up to potential. That's my biggest movie pet peeve, and it had a lot of that.
I'm right around Cat. You want to go, Rob, or?
Yeah. So I said it. This movie has good bones. It has a solid foundation. I think that it could have been something amazing. Honestly, something special. Instead, all we get is a bunch of implied stuff that's never wrapped up. We don't get any conclusions to why every cop in town hates this family, or who the fucking camera guy is, or none of that shit's explained. And there's too much left on the table here. They don't deliver on it, and I actually am right with Kat. I give this movie a 3.3.
Wow. Okay. That's all fair. I was screaming a 3.2.
Wow.
So we are all in the same neighborhood.
Consecutive. We got like a straight of Portnoy's right there.
Yeah. I actually, the Robs all line up.
Would not
I really, I expected my rating to be the highest. So I'm kind of surprised that Kat's just a smidge higher than me.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we're all in the same neighborhood. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
this movie is.
Yeah. It's yeah.
And that's all potential.
Yeah.
All of its potential and mask is really all that.
And also, I this is more, I guess, about not being. I feel like once I get down into the like 2s and 1s, I either had to be incredibly bored or like a little bit offended
Right.
to rank a movie that low. Sometimes both. Sometimes it's both. But like,
Yeah, when you're in that range, it's like the only reason I haven't turned it off is because I have to talk about it on this show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. This movie, 3.3.
3.3 on the Rob scale. All right.
Not the Rob scale.
I'm gonna get on Twitter and I'm gonna be like, Rob hated Hereditary, and I'm gonna act all insulted. And then when people ask me for clarification, it's gonna be like, well, the Rob scale has it at a 7.3.
I don't know why you guys got to twist this. I think it's a really good idea that Kelly had.
It's not.
No.
Unless you are personally taking responsibility for our Portnoy's.
Oh. And Kelly's our smartest listener.
I mean, that could be true.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. I wonder if we can get all of our listeners to take an IQ test. Imagine Chris's might be the highest.
Can you imagine?
Chris
fucking tests off the charts as a goddamn genius.
Chris has a very
It would
technical
explain
job.
a lot.
Honestly, like his job is, I forget it. He's like a software something or other.
I'm amazed he has employment at all.
He just goes around fucking setting shit on fire or whatever. Like, it's what goes on in my head.
Yeah, no, but yeah, we talked about this before. Chris is a fucking evil genius.
Absolutely.
We all know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for this one. Happy fucking holidays.
Yeah. Ho 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 and shit.
You know what? At the end of the day, in all honesty, I mentioned recently how I feel that we really get down to business with these movies and we pick them apart pretty well and bring up some good shit. I feel like this is a good talk about this one.
Yeah.
It was, and we're probably the first people to have a good talk about it.
Seriously, man, like this.
I don't know that fucking dildo head fucking guy, whatever his fucking name was.
The tableau.
Yeah, he really broke it down.
Like, honestly, a movie like this is easier to talk about than a movie like Event Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
It is.
Although, in saying that and acknowledging that, it's fuel for the patrons.
The patrons, no, they can't get, well, they get mad over anything they feel like, I guess. But, it's true, though. Like, with good movies like that, it's hard. Like, Prince of Darkness is another one. This was easier to talk about than Prince of Darkness. By the way, Rob, Prince of Darkness is a 4.8 on your Rob scale.
Really?
Now you're doing it too.
Yeah, 4.8.
Yeah. Well, these movies are easier to talk about, but they're much harder to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think the patrons and the listeners alike probably don't care about that.
No.
Because they don't have to watch them.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to spend my day watching Lake Alice instead of The Killing Tree.
Better decision. Better decision. Everybody go check out the show at Slasher Radio on Patreon, on Twitter, and you can keep up with everything there. I also check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Slasher Radio. Patrons, as you guys know, as the listeners probably know, if you don't, next week is the monthly Patreon pick. We've been doing a lot of catch up with it, so it's been bouncing around a little bit. Usually it's the last week of every month. Obviously we can't tell you guys what to pick, because trust me, if we could, there'd be a lot of movies we haven't watched.
Yeah.
But we would like you to give us your favorite holiday pick, or pick your favorite holiday movie, the holiday movie you want us to talk about the most, or I guess the holiday movie you want to punish us with, which but we've already had to watch this, guys. Please keep in mind.
Good luck.
She said good luck. Maybe, you know what? We challenged
I know
our
for a
Patreon.
fact, based off of my first holiday streaming list, I know that there are worse movies that can make this look really good, but goddamn, like, I don't know. You'd have to find them.
I feel like Kat in her own way just said, "Bring it, bitches."
Kind of did.
Yeah.
I think we did it the slasher radio way, and instead we accidentally challenged them to pick a worst movie. It's kind of what we went and did. So
That's how it often happens with our
Yeah.
patrons. I will say this, you
Oh,
freeloading bastards. Why don't you get over there and sign up a little bit? Tiers start at $3 a month, and that seems like a low price to pay for the content that you get on the Patreon.
you guys, I have a post-it note right here. I'm going to write down my guess as to what they're going to pick.
okay.
All right.
I'm putting it in an envelope.
To be
He'll,
revealed next
I
week.
mean,
To be
if you
revealed
want,
next
you
week.
could just send it to the group chat, so then we could confirm it or not next time.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, instead of this whole convoluted post-it note envelope thing.
I'm a little bit drunk. It sounded more fun,
Okay.
but all right, I guess.
Envelopes aren't for post-it notes; they're for ranking patrons.
Yeah, speaking of that, that was the Patreon show this week. Every week you guys had an extra show. Patrons do. They vary. Sometimes we just debate and discuss a horror topic. We play games like Horror Jeopardy and what was the Prison Love with Rob?
Prison Love with Rob. Yeah, we haven't played that in a while. I might have to cook up another round of that soon.
It trust me, we're not gonna go in and explain it here because it's scary, but check out the Patreon. It's very
That was a fun episode. It came out a lot
was.
better than I thought it was going to.
All right, so yeah, go there, check it out, patreon.com/radio. Like Rob said, tiers starting as low as $3 a month. I think that's it. Make sure you subscribe to us wherever you leave a review too. That apparently helps us.
Yeah, it supposedly helps somehow. I have no idea. I don't know how anything works, let alone how fucking algorithms with fucking podcasts work. But leaving a review is supposedly be a big deal.
Yeah. So if you could do that, I mean, if you're not signed up for the Patreon, stuff like that is free. Keep in mind too, there are other ways to support the show. Stuff like that is free. Giving it a subscribe, giving it a review, 5 stars, por favor. And I'm at Mikey's Dead on Twitter. Rob, where are they finding you?
I'm on Twitter at Radio Rob123, and you can listen to my other show that I do with Kat called This Horror Life.
Nice. That would be a terrible fucking movie. That would. Also, Kat, you've been. I mean, not that I want this to happen, but you've been putting the Santa Jaws hat in the ring.
Yeah.
And I think
that's true.
I think we discussed if it did get picked,
See,
it became a tradition.
Yeah, it would be a tradition. I think if the patrons feel challenged though, I think they're not going to pick something so good as Santa Jaws, right?
I don't know. I mean, I would have to watch that movie every year. That's
tempting.
That's tantalizing for these sumbitches over there in Patreon land. Kat, where are they finding you?
You can find me on Twitter at cat_velour, VOLEUR. You can check out my website, catvelour.com. And last book plug of the year, guys. Livestock just came out this last week. It is horror stories from the unheard. You can get it on Amazon as an ebook or in paperback. All the proceeds go to charity.
Very nice. Get your ass on Amazon. Check that out. 'Tis the holiday season. You book lovers out there. You know what, Kat? I might get that from my grandmother.
Don't.
Honestly.
It's fine.
Don't. Wait, is there anything dirty in it?
Maybe a little bit.
If it's a little bit, I'll get it for her. I don't want her reading any foreign filth. My poor grandmother. But she's a Stephen King. She loves that shit. If it's violent, she don't mind.
That might be okay then. It
hearing
still
is
might not
Kat
be
wrote
my
porn.
first pick of. It might not be my first grandmother approved pick of things I've written this year, but yeah, I don't think it's any worse than Stephen King stuff sometimes.
Okay, as long as there's no foreign filth, because my grandmother's not reading no filth.
Once again, my contributor copy is going to be the last one to arrive, so I can't speak to everything in there.
Yeah, because she's always looking for. She loves horror. She's a book reader, always in the library. I might grab her something she hasn't read before. You know, something fresh for her. I might. We'll see. I'm definitely not getting her Don't Fuck in the Woods 2.
Get her Don't Fuck in the Woods 2.
Absolutely not.
It says don't right in the title.
Yeah. It's a movie about abstinence.
We're not talking about my grandmother. Don't fucking with Sting. All right? Just leave her alone. Check us out next week, guys. See what the patrons do to us. Good night from Slasher Radio.
All the best of Slasher Radio podcast.
If you're a podcast host, listen up. This one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.